My dreams that were always so scary that a lot of people couldn't see, I couldn't see. A lot of people tell me right now that they don't see a big neon sign almost blinding me that says WrestleMania hanging right there in the crowd, but I see it. I made my biggest setback the biggest comeback. And speaking of comebacks, the man who famously says that you can't see him. John Cena. I see you, and I always have, my friend. And I see that John Cena has declared himself for the Royal Rumble. But live and in living color, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that so have I. CM Punk 2025 is going to throw 29 other people over the top rope, whether they think that he can see them or not. And I'm going to raise my hand and I'm going to point to that sign, and you're going to hear my music, Cult of Personality, play my song.
Burn it down! That's not his song, Cole!
In 3, 2, 1, clap.
Huh?
Benoit balls.
I still think Kevin Sullivan did it.
I'm Aubrey Edwards. I'm not a wrestler.
Tony's quick sniffs of the week.
No, just my dickhead friends causing concussions and shit. All right, never mind.
There's barbecue sauce. So good, half the face don't work.
With Hogan that close up on the fucking camera reminds me of my racist uncle. I know you ain't listening, but you know who you are, you fucking racist.
Uncle Oh my God, for real, don't tell me that's his name. Oh, no way. I was kidding. I swear to God. It was just the first thing that came to my head. It was the first thing.
Welcome to the Top of Wrestling with your hosts ODM and the Professor.
Good Wrestling Day! It's the Top of Wrestling, as always on Wednesdays at noon, here on whatever platform you're listening. I'm not going to list them out today. I'm the Professor Mark Fantasia, and on today's show, we got news, we got results, we got Bring It to the Table. The Monday Night Wars, a crazy bastard returns on Raw, which SmackDown technically, and I'm excited to talk about that. And we get a title win and peace out, I'm out from WCW. And this week's top topic, it finally happened. Weezy watched the Final Four, and I actually got to listen to it just a little while ago to make sure that, what his opinions were, and it could have been longer. I'm not going to lie. It was actually entertaining enough that it could have been a little bit longer, but I'm excited to talk about that with ODM, which is, I don't know, the other co-host. What's up?
It has been, I don't know how it's been out there in Salinas. I'm guessing it's been in, the 50s, maybe the 60s.
I moved to Sonora like months ago.
Sonora. Oh, that's right, Sonora, because of the Beetlejuice song. That's right, I forgot about that. My bad.
Yep.
Yeah, anyway, it's been in the 20s here. Been cold as balls. I just had to swap out the propane tank on a little heater in the garage so I don't freeze my balls off. But you know what just warms the cockles of my heart? A playoff dub in Orchard Park. Go Bills! Hit the music!
The Bills make me wanna shout. Kick your heels up and shout. Throw your hands up and shout. Throw your head back and shout. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout. Yeah, 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 yeah. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. The Bills make me wanna shout. Make some noise, Buffalo Bills fans.
First, I'm glad I saw you actually pull that microphone away. There's weeks I have to
It's still
really bring
spiked.
the
It's
shit
still
down on
spiked.
the editing.
It's still going to be
I'm
loud.
sure
You're
it
still
did.
going to have to bring it down.
Second, I thought you were going to say it warmed your cock, and I knew you were talking about the Bills game, and I was like, huh, it's a weird way to get things going here. But
I only warm my cock
go
when
off
I'm
the
watching
rails
the
early.
cock.
It was I'm not going to lie. So 10 a.m., right, for me out here. And I'm, finally just kind of getting up and not getting up, but like really getting ready and motivated to watch this. Get a chicken nuggets out, and fucking Knicks throws that bomb in the first quarter. I go, oh, it's going to be a long day. Oh, it's going to be a long day. It wasn't, thankfully, but it felt like it was going to be in that very beginning. Yeah, go ahead.
Did you see, I think it was the Bills, or maybe, no, I don't think it was the Bills. I think it was just some random, like, Facebook group. They posted a video. It was the Denver playoff highlight reel. It was that play. Thanks for watching.
I know it's at home, but I'm fucking worried. I'm not gonna lie. Look at I had us at fucking 8-8, so I'm already happy where we're at, but I obviously want it to be the big one. And I really think we could get past Chiefs. I'd love to see us go against Lil John's team.
Yeah, that'd be
You know what I mean?
crazy.
I'd like to see the Eagles. I honestly, there's not a team I wouldn't mind facing over there. But the fucking Ravens scare me because Lamar is just as good. And they handed us one of our L's this year.
And they have Derrick
I don't
Henry.
count the final week.
But it was also in fucking Baltimore, and they trolled us. They were playing our music the whole time. It was fucked up. It was a fucked up game. They punched us in the mouth. And you know what? Yeah, a lot of people are like, well, if they play like they played against the Broncos, they can't win. I disagree wholeheartedly. You know what was beautiful about that game is Denver came out. They had that one big splash play. They even had the fake punt. But other
The
than
fake
that,
punt got me.
Yeah.
I go, this motherfucker. I was starting to get pretty pissed off. I was like, it's Sean Payton.
But here's the thing. The Bills played a boring, efficient game. They held time of possession. They kept running the ball. They made big plays when they had to. If they do that again, they'll win that fucking game. They can go touchdown for touchdown
Time of
with
possession
them.
definitely makes the difference. It's just I really can't listen to Tony Romo and his voice, man. It just pisses me off every game.
I don't get I like Tony Romo. I don't think he's that bad. He does gargle Josh Allen's nuts a lot, but
You are a Romo. So, all right, let's
hey,
get
can I ask you a question real quick?
Oh.
Now that Punk has grown his hair out, are you going to grow it out and get pissed when he shaves
Well,
it again?
look, I kind of already.
I knew it! I knew it!
To do with it. No,
I
it's
hope
because,
as soon I hope as soon as your hair grows back, he cuts it and he shaves his head.
It has nothing.
Mark!
I have been in. I was in 100-degree weather for several months. Here. I shaved the head, man.
Mm-hmm.
I bicked it once. Didn't like
I
it.
remember that. It was pretty terrifying.
It was ugly.
You look like Timu Lex Luthor.
I like that you and I can give each other a lot of hate on this show and still work together. That is what we're going to call a segue or a transition. So, Bully Ray, which I absolutely loved his take on this, he said from a very close inside source, someone that he is very, very good friends with and is a strong confidant and someone that would give him news. Punk and Rollins, it's not a work it's not a work when it comes to they actually hate each other. And look at that was the main event to the Netflix debut. The what if. We always said if Punk came back, him, FTR, and the Elite, you're done. You're gonna sell pay-per-views like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You chose the EVPs and those little bitches, you know what I mean? And we're going to get into something about those guys in a little bit, but it's funny to me that you can't do it in AEW, but look at these two guys are like, all right, fine. We don't like each other, but let's do this match. And it's like, maybe that was a really hard delivery to the GTS. Looking at Rollins' eye on Raw, I don't know. It was a pretty good shiner unless that was makeup.
Yeah, no, good call on that. I'm actually making a note now for when we get to Monday Night Raw because I want to actually talk about something there. But yeah, I mean, it's here's the thing. Cornette called it. Basically, it's a work shoot. He talked about the promo the week before on the last Raw in USA.
Promos, anything he's ever said to on air about Punk.
Right. But I mean, but yeah, I mean, it's almost better that way. Good. I'm glad you guys don't really. I don't want to see pictures of you guys at fucking Mindy's Bakery sharing a fucking crawler. You know what I mean? I want you guys to hate each other. I'm still wondering if they're going to pull in the ladies at some point, but I don't know.
Well, there's a lot to it because all three men, him, Drew, and Punk, have qualified or saying they're going to be in the Royal Rumble. And man, they teased a possible triple threat on Raw, and I was like, do it. I was like, that's the match I would love to see. But somehow you got to get a championship in there for it to be a headline at WrestleMania if this is the route you're going. If Punk is not going to end up facing Roman, and let's say he ends up facing Rollins at WrestleMania, and it's going to maybe headline night one, it's got to be for a championship.
I would definitely think so.
So maybe Punk wins Rumble, Rollins wins Chamber against Gunther.
All right, so I got to ask this because I was going to wait, but you've already brought it up, so we got to go with it. A couple weeks ago, you talked about a potential stable of disenfranchised wrestlers. Two of them being Drew McIntyre and KO. Who was the third one?
It was Rollins.
Dude, I'm telling you, as soon as
McIntyre
came out, seeing him talk to Seth and Seth's reactions, I think you fucking nailed it. I think it's going to happen. I think they just fucking lit the match right here.
Well, especially when two things. One, him saying, you want Roman to not win so bad. And he didn't call it he called it like the Ufafala. He called it something different, Drew. Like, he actually mocked what it was called. But he said he was like, you wanted him not to be in charge again so bad. Where were you during all of this? He's like, no, you were focused on your match. I was there to help. And then later, Rollins is turning to Sammy and going, oh, you're just still going to be with your boy Roman and helping him out, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Little signs. Could work.
I wonder if they're testing the waters.
I'm not going to say it was my original idea. I just saw a photo someone put together, and I was like, ooh, now that seems like a good idea. Mm-hmm. Moving along, last week, as you could tell by our logo, Hulk Hogan didn't have a good week in California. Some really fucked up memes, by the way. I'm not going to lie. Ones that, like, Hogan started the fire.
Did you see the one where they used the Adam Page photo sitting in front of Swerve's house?
Yup. It's kind of fucked up. Anyway. Mark Henry did say Hogan had only himself to blame. It's his lack of trying to fix things and right the wrongs. He didn't put any foot forward. He just said once that he was sorry, but he hasn't tried to really make, amends with anybody. And, so that was on Busted Open Radio as well as, with Bully Ray. But I agree with him. That's why, and everybody, there was a lot of people thinking it had everything to do with political views, and it still didn't, man. It had to do with his racist comments and his lack of trying to be a better person.
No, 100%. I mean, it's really that simple.
Yeah. Now, switching gears here. This one had me giggling really hard. Jim Ross actually told a story about how Sonny propositioned him once his wife died. She said, you know what? I could come and live with you. I'd be a good housewife for you. Cook, clean, fuck you whenever you want. I'm not gonna
My mom was watching.
Well, that's close. That's even funnier because his actual response, one of his lines was,
a piece of ass is a piece of ass. I know I dodged a bullet.
So this was, and he said, he goes, I've been around, I've seen things. Being like, I saw her get tossed around the fucking locker room like a soccer ball, and he's like, I dodged a bullet. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Sonny joined the police force. Remember that?
I'm sure you probably have maybe a little more on this than I do, but old VKM was back in the news. Vince settled with the SEC to pay $1.7 million. It was over the hush money agreements that he had given out throughout the years. Well, Vince wasn't paying out of his pocket. He was paying out of WWE's pocket. He has to reimburse WWE. I think it was up to $1.3 million.
Yeah, it was up.
But the $5 million could be like court fees or whatever. I don't know, but it was 1.3 or 4 that has to go to WWE
because they need it.
I would put
still
on one of the best shows ever with that money just to be a dick.
Yeah, I didn't take too many notes on this. I saw it. I mean, it's part of the whole Janelle Grant thing. Basically, it's part of all that. So really shouldn't be any fucking surprise. And I think the bigger news is that it seems more solid that he's forming his own production company. A lot of people are speculating that because somebody referred to it as rosters. He's forming a roster. But it was clarified as he's just putting a team together. He's supposedly putting like a movie/TV show production together. A lot of people are speculating it's a rival promotion, but I don't see that happening.
It's going to be porn.
Yeah, but not the kind of porn we want to watch, according to what we've heard.
But like wrestling porn.
Wrestlers shitting on each other?
I was just going to say, the shit champion. Okay, on to something else that's really shitty. There's rumors that are floating around, and, I said that Gunther was going to be face. Well, if he's going to face who the rumors are set to be at WrestleMania, he'll definitely be turning face pretty fucking quick.
Mm-hmm.
Rumors of Logan Paul to challenge him, or at least face him, at WrestleMania. Because, again, if he's the champion. No, I'm good.
Yeah, listen.
Unless in one chop he kills him.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've given props to Paul for what he's been able to do in the ring. It's good that he's there sporadically. He's not there all the time. He's perfect heel. He's learned how to wrestle good matches very quickly. I don't want to see this.
Fuck it. I don't want to see it either. So, have you been hearing the rumors about Corey Graves? I mean, he went from being on SmackDown down on to NXT last week with Booker T and Vic Joseph, which is such a made-up name.
Yeah,
but
it's terrible.
Corey Graves, I mean, I guess all wrestling characters and everybody else is really pretty much made up, but he put out an interesting tweet basically saying, like he's worked his ass off, and do you have it? Do you want to read it?
Yeah, it was from January 13th. He said, imagine chasing your dream, then being told, not deciding, that you're no longer physically able to pursue your dream. Then you dedicate your life to something dream adjacent and being pretty fucking awesome at it. And then, when it's time to enjoy the fruits of your labor, being told you're not famous enough for your own job, just in case you've wondered where I've been.
I like Corey Graves.
Yeah, same here.
I've said to you, I put him up there with Matt Stryker, a guy who's just very knowledgeable with wrestling history. Great. What's he considered? Color commentator?
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I never know what color is considered. You know what I mean? Like, I don't.
You're just splashing a bit of color into. Yeah.
Well,
euphemism.
Triple H doesn't see color. Anyway, Matt Riddle, the guy no one gives a shit about, won the MLW World Heavyweight Championship from Kojima. So, he's being relevant
Hooray.
somewhere.
Great.
Hooray. Giulia.
God damn it.
She actually, she had a tweet or an interview that went out that made me laugh. How she said, it really surprised her with WWE's and NXT's wrestling pace. You know, she's like, I hit them and they come right back. And she's like, I'm not really used to that. Like, I'm like, it's called no selling.
Mm-hmm. You're an American now. Figure it out.
You're an American now.
I don't mean it like that. I'm just cracking wise,
No, I'm like, that's
But
what
yeah,
our wrestling
it's-
is. You go over to, well, I don't know, man. The UK, they no sell a lot of shit the way they do. Like, between like Gunther and Sheamus, the way they do stuff. But in Japan, things are just done a little bit differently there.
Right.
She's from Japan, right?
Yes. Julia is. I don't know about who this guy Julia is you keep speaking of.
Did you happen to see that WWE booked a Saturday night's main event on July 12th
I sure did.
on NBC? Mm-hmm. Just happens to be the same time as AEW All In Texas at the Cowboy Stadium in Arlington. I hope you got a big tarp.
Seriously. Better work that production magic. Low angles.
Oh my God, you should do a stadium stampede on the other side. One side is the
Oh my
arena
God,
with wrestling,
that'd
the
be
other side is a
great.
football field or whatever. Mark my words, that's what they're going to do.
That's fucking
They're like,
hilarious.
we've worked through a pandemic with less. We could get this shit done.
You think they pause and shuffle all the audience to the other side of the stadium so they can see it?
Tony probably would be dumb enough. Come on, everybody. If you just do this, everybody moves really fast, and you can pick things up along the way if you want to. It's really awesome. Let's go. Come on, let's go.
Free bump with each ticket.
I don't want to pack up all my stuff to get over there to see a couple matches. Here's a bump. Oh, my God. I'm running. I was in a wheelchair. All right, anyway. So they're going to go head-to-head. I don't know if it was necessarily planned that they want to go head-to-head with AEW. However, it could be just what was available for NBC.
Right.
But, they've done it before. Like, it's a pissing on a territory thing. And funny thing is, you and I both have said it. I'm going to watch the free show before I pay $50 for All In. Or half in.
Sorta in.
Sorta in.
Do you think it's hard to measure the numbers, right? Because you're talking about a pay-per-view versus I guess they're technically both streaming events. Dude, you gotta think WWE's gonna come close, if not beat them on streaming views.
Well, not even just streaming, but also just views in general. And Tony will spike it up and say we had 100 million views, but don't forget it's on NBC, a nationwide channel free to everybody with a fucking TV.
It's funny. Tony's kind of become Vince McMahon. Vince has
There's a lot of
always
things I can't wait to talk about with him.
inflated the numbers for pay-per-views and live attendances. Tony's starting to do that.
Oh, starting.
Okay, all
Fucking
right.
poor Will Ospreay tattooed his arm with the wrong attendance number. You know how embarrassing that is?
Pretty fucking embarrassing.
All right. A couple of weeks back, it was the time that my shit went awry and I stopped recording, which, okay, through multiple hells of today so far, we are still recording.
We're getting there. We're still good.
Okay, inch by inch. But that day, I had mentioned that there was a certain person who was backstage at AEW's World's End pay-per-view, and that was Tom Pestock. And that is, if you don't know, Baron Corbin.
A terrible name.
I wish, I'd have been like, what can I pay you, WWE, to keep Baron Corbin?
Right.
Like, dear God, I'd change your name, foo. But anyway, that's on January 19th. He is going to be at GCW versus the World in a blood sport match against Josh Barnett. It's kind of your thing if you're an actual fighter. You go to that once you're on the indie circuit after leaving WWE.
Absolutely. Baszler
Moxley
fought there
did it.
recently, too.
She did. People who are supposed to be returning from injury soon or basically already right now. Alexa Bliss, ready to go. Charlotte Flair, ready to go. And Tyler Bate. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
He's available. I could see Charlotte and Alexa both showing up in the Rumble.
Yeah, I talked about Charlotte either at Raw or Rumble. The first Raw on Netflix or
She hasn't
Rumble.
yet.
Yeah, so
Nor is Becky.
thank God. Keep her away.
Huh. They're gonna open up the women's Rumble again. Which, I mean, it's okay, I guess. You know, it's I mean, they did headline a women's Rumble once, and I think the only reason was to have Ronda Rousey come out and point at the sign at the end.
Naturally.
But you could have a lot of surprises in this one right here, like good returns.
Mm-hmm.
In some contract news, I'm sure you've seen it. We've all seen it. Malachi Black, likely to be Aleister Black again, is coming to an end, or he came to an end basically with AEW. And I noticed it while watching Dynamite. Did I want to watch it? No. Did I have to for the show? Yes.
No.
And after Ospreay defeated Buddy Matthews, he said, "You're a great wrestler. You don't I can't do it. You don't need a leader. You need to go on your own."
Mm-hmm.
Which is funny because then also Cope said the same thing to him on Collision.
Subtle.
So how soon is his contract up? Because I would love it if he was an entrant
Rumble?
in the Rumble. Last year was Andrade. This year, Aleister. Or, because Vince isn't there, Tommy fucking End.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Actually, if the sign comes up Tommy End, it's not going to be a great reception. I think let him come back as
Aleister Black, yeah.
And then maybe ease your way back in or something. Give him the Butch to Pete Dunne.
No, it'd be great. Yeah, he was. He did his first indie match, and it was indie as indie gets.
Were those barrels of gas in the background? What the fuck was that?
They almost look like kegs. I don't know what the fuck they were. Yeah, I don't know, man. It was weird.
I saw it too, and I was like, was that in Brockport? Like, that looks like one of the shows I would see out there. Holy shit.
Right? No, it's good. I mean, we always love Malachi Black or Aleister Black, so it'll be good to see him in a promotion where he'll get used properly, and yeah.
Gets to be with his wife again.
Indeed, yes.
Which is why I'm like, oh,
She just got
buddy,
hurt, too.
Do the same. I know. Which is a shame. She was getting a mid-cardish push,
Yes.
and with the new championships that are out there, she would have been perfect for some of them. That's why I want Buddy Matthews to come over to Raw.
Yeah.
Him and Rhea. Dude. I would be happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame that I have to review this shit like 8 days late, but that's just how it goes if you're going to choose a day to record. Last week for NXT, The Rock ended up appearing. So it was the night after the Netflix debut. Had a confrontation with Ethan Page. Lexis King retained the Heritage Cup against Charlie Dempsey. Already well pushed, way more than he ever was in AEW, and you had the last name Pillman behind you at that time.
After a documentary just aired about him.
Yep. Can't even stress that enough. Stephanie Vaquer won the women's #1 contendership in a fatal 4-way. And then later in that night, Giulia won the women's title. So she is defeating Roxanne Perez. Not sure if Perez will stick around in NXT or get the natural call-up. Maybe after WrestleMania. But Oba Femi won the NXT title, the World Championship, against Trick Williams and Eddie Thorpe in a triple threat. Eddie Thorpe has been someone to pay attention to. He's actually been feuding with like Shawn Michaels, like arguing with him because he's the GM. Keep your eye on him. I like seeing him on Dynamite. So, something I didn't mention, 2 weeks ago, Darby Allin was written off TV by the Death Riders, throwing him down a giant flight of steps, and he did a nice flip, but then his head was going downhill, his feet were up, and he just slid on his back at least 12 to 15 steps to finish off the rest of the ride. And I was like,
ouch.
How is he not dead? I don't get it. Like, it's just, I bumped my knee and I need to go to the fucking hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Not fully, but he's taking time off because he is going to be training and getting set to climb Mount Everest.
Hopefully he doesn't break his foot this time beforehand.
What's crazy is that he can do that. You have the option to make him world champion and maybe get the company back in order, but you're still working this old NWO Death Riders angle. That this guy's like, well, I'm going to go climb a mountain. Fuck wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they'll use it in a promo, I'm sure. And besides, how far is he going up? Was he going to base camp 1?
I know nothing about it, to be honest with you.
Okay, never mind.
Well, I think the plan is to get to the very top and just jump and just tumble all the way down.
That would be awesome. I hope they record it.
Will Ospreay, I told you he defeated Buddy Matthews. Powerhouse Hobbs won the Casino Gauntlet match, which gives him a title shot against Moxley tonight on Dynamite for Maximum Carnage, is I think the name of the show.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Did you happen to see on I know you didn't watch it, but did you happen to see the video out there of on Collision, Jericho versus Dax, and how bad they botched the end of their match with the title?
Jericho was like, it was almost as bad as Moxley blading in the corner.
Oh my God, it was bad. And then the ref saw him. He pokes him in the eye. Dax does a jump for no fucking reason to only get hit again. It was bad.
It was terrible.
I was like, bad and terrible. MJF, he got in the ring and ran down Jeff Jarrett, saying you only got 1 year left in wrestling, and, they did the old spelling his name out like he did in WWF. And Jarrett basically saying, go fuck yourself, doesn't matter. I'm still going to go for the world title. It was like an okay promo, but right. I think they're trying to make MJF go back to looking like he used to. But again, I'm sorry, his face turn killed everything that he does when he says some edgy kind of stuff, whatever-ish, but it lasts for 10 seconds as a sting, and that's it.
Yep. It's over.
And I can't tell you any of it.
Oh, so?
I could go word for word the week after that MJF and Punk promo, but I can't with this.
It's funny. My kid had a track meet the other day, and I saw his coach, and he had the MJF scarf on. I was like, no shit. So, you gotta message the coach and let him know if he's going to take the bus home after the meet or just go home, with us. So I message him. I go, by the way, cool scarf, man. MJF, ? He's like, oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I really dig it. My wife got it for me, so I don't know what it is. I'm like, oh, this asshole probably thinks I'm a fucking Momo and I love scarves and fashion, and MJF is some kind of designer brand. He probably has no idea that MJF is a wrestler.
He's like, I don't know. I can look at the tag. It kind of says Ralph Lauren, but yeah, I guess
Burberry.
It's an MJF. Maybe it's a... Yo, I would never tell that story again.
Too late.
Okay, so... That was great. Okay. Cope shot a promo to Death Riders and how they took out Dax Harwood. And it was funny because he goes, and you did what I was mad about, but whatever it was, and he goes, and you took out Harwood. You're all quiet. That just got right there. What I just did.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the crowd's fucking reaction was. No one moved. They were like, okay. I'm sorry. When are the flips coming back?
Pretty much.
The crowd did not give a shit because there's no real storyline to anything. You're just okay. It's just this 51-year-old dude is not going to win the goddamn championship. We all know it.
Right.
And if he does, it's going to make us even more fucking mad. I'd rather you air the Jungle Boy Punk thing again.
Probably would be better.
Not really.
Oh, that boy's eating it up though, literally.
So. Kenny Omega is back, and he ends up siding with Will Ospreay versus the Don Callis family because Callis family came out to beat down Omega as he did his promo in the ring. Another one, dead silent. I mean, the crowd was just like, okay.
He's back.
You're back.
All right.
Which is a shame. I would be okay with him dethroning Moxley.
Sure.
Push him back up to the top.
Mm-hmm.
Hangnail Page, for some reason, wants to have a Texas death match with Christopher Daniels, who has been just an EVP off to the side for the last 2 years and doing nothing. Now all of a sudden he's going to have a Texas death match.
Sure, why not?
Okay. Storylines. And on Ring of Honor television, Chris Jericho confronts, I think it was Ricky Morton, of the Rock and Roll Express. We're right on time. Last week, WCW Nitro. Ring of Honor television, Ricky Morton. Love it. I absolutely fucking love it. Keep this going. You guys are right on time. I can't wait. I can't wait till you take every belt from everybody and start a new regime called the New Blood or whatever.
It's going to happen. It's going to fucking happen, dude.
I really hope Vince Russo just starts working there soon. It would just put the icing on it. Bro, I know how we can set this company on fire.
Oh, my God. It'd be great.
On SmackDown, Roman Reigns is now in the Rumble, per Paul Heyman. The Bloodline, minus Solo Sikoa, had a rough night, and they fought Cody and Jimmy. LA Knight is the guy that actually kicks Fatu out of the building when all these security guards are trying to do it, which was funny. If you saw this one kid with his like mop hair, I was like, are we trying to hide his face? Like, I thought he was maybe a wrestler. It was like, but that was the security guard. And LA Knight pushes Fatu out. Well, while he was in his ring, in the match against Nakamura for the U.S. title, they take him out. But they by the Bloodline. Which, all right, unless they're going to be trying to put, do you think they'll maybe try to put a title on Jacob Fatu or something?
I don't think
like
so. He doesn't
US
need
title?
it. He doesn't need it.
I hope not. Chelsea Green defeated Michin to retain her championship. Motor City Machine Guns defeated A-Town Down Under, who gives a fuck. And then on the fly, Nick Aldis made a fatal four-way match for the women's #1 contendership, which would happen this coming Friday for the championship match. And Bayley defeated Imone, Nia Jax, and Bianca Belair. It was okay. It was an okay match.
It was. You kind of figure Bailey's going to be the one to go for the title to kind of, keep Tiffy Time afloat, put her over. That's basically Bailey's role at this point. Anyway,
that's why I would have her face Naomi.
Yeah.
So at least get one under your belt.
I moan.
Naomi.
We were watching this match, Weezy and I, and actually Mrs. Weezy was there, and I told them, I said, I came to a conclusion because we know how much Weezy loves. For those of you listening who don't know Weezy, huge Nia Jax fan. Huge Nia. Loves her. Favorite wrestler. And I said,
Like attracted to her as well, or just think she's like Andre the Giant Beast?
Use your imagination. Nia Jax looks like one giant camel toe.
It starts from the slit and it goes all the way up to her head. Especially with what she wore on Raw.
Exactly.
Like, ooh, leopard ain't for you, baby.
Girl, what'd you do to your spandex?
It's autumn sunrise. All right. On Monday Night Raw, CM Punk shows up. Him and Rollins have a war of words in the ring again. My favorite thing was Punk saying into the mic as Rollins is coming in, "Why can't I just get interrupted by like Rhea Ripley or something?"
He's the best, man.
Good question.
He's good.
And then Drew McIntyre, as we said, all men are going to be in the Royal Rumble. Penta, Cierro, Miedo. How many fucking times? I actually lost count. There was a lot.
I thought it was 5.
It was a little too much for me. Anyway.
Listen, the match was good. His debut was awesome. It was great to see him. I never really put 2 and 2 together. His strut reminds me of La Parka.
It does,
yeah.
Especially when he started doing it, I was like, that's La Parka.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome.
Welcome to the big leagues.
Mm-hmm.
Big leagues are big time, whatever he said. Michael Cole, as soon as the pin happened, I was like, that's awesome. Because he named AAA, he named fucking Lucha Underground.
Mm-hmm.
Did not say he's a former AEW World Tag Team Champion.
Nope. Why do you need to?
Fuck them. No, hey, they want to play dirty, you're going to play dirty.
Yep.
So I did actually, for myself, think the match was a touch too long for a debut.
Sure.
It was a really, really good match, and Gable actually put out a tweet being like,
I saw.
"This is why I fucking love wrestling."
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I love as soon as Penta came out, Michael Cole goes, the worst kept secret in the business. The merch was on sale that morning.
There was merch on sale right at when you were there at the place. And
Yeah.
you were like, Penta, why not? All right, cool looking thing. At first, I didn't realize it was his daughter. It took a couple
Same
times
here.
for him to keep showing over, and
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this chick is really a fucking huge fan of Penta. And then you see like the three girls that look alike, all holding phones, all crying, and I was like, daughters.
Yeah.
There they are. But apparently there was a little bit of heat backstage that between the match and his promo, it went too long. Now get this. This is what kills me, because I saw it rumored on reported on like every fucking website, as well as listen to wrestling or What Culture. They were saying a lot of heat because guys are, there was, they needed the time for their moments and their matches and things like that. I'm like, you're on fucking Netflix. You don't have a fucking time limit. What the fuck? Who gives a shit? You went 3 hours one week. Why can't this one just do what it did?
This one was 2.5 hours, yeah. Ended out of nowhere.
There was nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. No, I'm with you 100%. Got to take those reports
I
with a
will
grain
say-
of salt, too, though.
I do wish that my TV would have maybe translated what he was saying in Spanish, but outside of that, yeah, it was a
Yeah,
good
no,
promo.
he said he loved his family. He said, basically
got the
he's
crowd
happy to
fired
be
up.
there. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Special nod to Punk doing his thing actually for talking about the fires before even getting into anything, acknowledging that. I thought that was kind of cool. Obviously they did at the Bills game. That girl singing the national anthem. Oh,
She had a couple
I was
rough
like,
spots.
She had some bad runs, and I thought what I did earlier on in the toilet was bad for runs, but she was way worse. On to back to Raw. Sheamus and Ilya Dragunov had their match, and Sheamus is now going to be facing Braun Breaker at Saturday night's main event, as well as Jey Uso. Gunther had their promo. They're going to be having a match at Saturday night's main event. 2 retainings. Great.
Mm-hmm.
It's a week from Royal Rumble.
Yeah, it's you're just setting things up. You're just waiting to get to the Rumble so you can get on that final run to WrestleMania.
Karrion Kross is backstage with Miz and says, well, what Adam Pearce says, Wyatt Six have moved over to SmackDown. I was like, ooh, we've been demoted that quick. I knew it. I knew it.
It can only go so long, man. There's only so much you can do with it.
But I loved after with Miz and Sammy having their little confrontation. Miz is like, great, now we have him as a problem. And Kross, and just walks off. I was like, oh my God, he's just getting better and better each week. Keep him a slow pace like this. He'll get over like Rover, as a lot of people say. Let him keep the slow pace right now. People are going to fucking cheer him soon.
Slow burn, man. Love it.
Yes. Lyra Valkyra won the Intercontinental Championship for the women in an I don't give a fuck match.
This match was abysmal.
It was rough to watch. She defeated Dakota Kai, which I had a feeling was going to happen since Chelsea Green, the heel one. I was like, they're definitely going to give this one.
Lyra Valkyria is their Becky Lynch 2.0.
Valkyra, yes.
Valkyria.
Rhea was doing a promo. Oh, Sami Zayn defeated The Miz, but Rhea was doing a promo, and then Nia Jax comes out and got Dominic Mysterio boos hard. And this is when she came out like the world's biggest fucking cheetah. And
It ain't easy being cheesy.
I like that. That was good. She declares herself a winner of the Rumble. Mistaken me if I'm wrong. Was it last year that you called? Was it Rhea and Jax, or did you call Rhea, or did you call Jax and Becky?
Good question. I don't remember. I think I called Rhea Jax.
Because I remember you saying Jax was going to be
I think it was
a
Rhea.
part of this. I wouldn't be shocked Nia Jax wins the Royal Rumble, and I would absolutely be okay with her and Rhea Ripley having a match.
I mean, I don't because I hate Nia Jax. I want her off my TV, but that's a different story altogether.
Weezy disagrees.
I know he loves her, but
Just wants that big amount of loving.
just wants that giant camel toe.
But it's cool, man. You can use your underwear as a parachute. It's awesome. Good shit. And Bailey got involved. She's from San Jose, and Jack saying you're from this dump town. She gets in there. One push keeps her down for like fucking 45 seconds.
I know,
which I found
right?
Really odd. You can take a knee to the head and pop right back up with no selling, but she pushes you and you're like, oh my God. She ref-sold it. But then faces get the upper hand. But the ending of the night was Damian Priest and Finn Balor in a street fight. You knew Judgment Day was going to get involved. I marked out when Priest pushed that stretcher right into the ring at the right time. Finn rode it the right way, didn't fall off, and bam, rolled right in the ring. I go, that can never be duplicated ever again.
Nope.
It was too well done.
It was perfect. It was flawless.
I thought he was just going to bite it and hit it hard, like the apron, the floor or something. Rode it just enough where he rolled in, and I go, what the fuck? I go, I don't give a fuck who wins. That was the coolest shit I've ever seen. And by the way, for you people going, oh, you left a channel that had commercials and now you're airing commercials. Yeah, people are still going to have to do sponsorship on Netflix and they're going to get paid for it. Or WWE is, it's smart money. If you ever thought there wasn't going to be a commercial, you're an idiot.
And you can watch it later and just fast forward through the commercials.
Exactly. But Damian Priest ends up winning the street fight. This coming Saturday is the TNA Genesis pay-per-view, and that's the one where Nick Nemeth is defending against Joe Hendry for the World Championship. Masha Slamovich is going to be taking on Rosemary in a Clockwork Orange House of Fun Knockouts World title match.
I saw that, and I saw who came back to kind of coach Rosemary.
Raven, baby.
Yeah.
And that was his match. The Clockwork Orange Fun House or whatever was his match. The Hardys are going to defend against the Rascals. Jordan Grace versus Tessa Blanchard. Josh Alexander versus Mike Santana. And Moose versus Ace Austin. I would buy that pay-per-view before buying any one of the AEW pay-per-views.
100%.
This looks appealing to me with like, oh man, Joe Hendry. Fuck, you got Grace and Blanchard. Hardys are in a resurgence right now. They're doing really well over there. And they're working with the right talent. And a fucking Clockwork Orange, man. I mean, shit. I'm going to buy that. I do got to say, there was a great fact check by Buster. Not necessarily a fact check, but he said, how have we never mentioned that Kyle Felcher looks like Matt Damon from Eurotrip?
Is that Johnny?
Scotty doesn't know.
Scotty doesn't
know. Yeah. So maybe Felcher is cheating on Callis. Callis doesn't know.
Oh my God. Let's hope not.
It's so funny though, but he really does look like
it
him.
Does, yeah. No,
100%.
100%.
Like, oh shit. He sent it to me and I was like, oh my God, wow.
Something you can't see.
You get the Randy Orton comparisons, but this was, pretty dead on. Well, I think it's time to really make people upset. Let's go to the table.
Just bring it, bitch!
Oh my God! Man, I may end up telling somewhat of a gross story. You may want to go first.
A gross story? I was reading your notes here, but all right. I just got some random shit here. I'm calling this a sampler of stuff. Today was a rough day. Most times I don't do this, but my notes I can access on my phone. So when I come up with an idea, I should just write it down. I rarely do that, and I forgot so many things that by the time I remembered, I'm like, I'm just going to pile them up, and that's going to be the bring it to the table. So here we go. Listening to Cornette show, Brian last made a fucking great point. You know who Superhuman is? The kid
Negative.
The kid on social media that jumps. He looks a little slow. He jumps off shit and into like barbed wire. And
like
stuff
onto fans, razor blades,
yes.
ovens.
That
kid is fucking. It's Superhuman.
Yeah, that's his name.
He's super dumb. That's
super dumb.
I hate watching him do shit.
Brian Laston goes, you ever notice that Wheeler Yuta looks like grown-up version of Superhuman?
Oh my God, it does. Oh my God. Yo,
Some things you can't unsee.
You know, and speaking of, the paper or the episode of ours that got lost, we were talking about World's End. Both John Moxley and Wheeler Yuta need to eat a cookie. They're on the same fucking diet and yoga setup or whatever. They both have tinier waists than pretty much every woman wrestler that's out there.
Mm-hmm. Unhealthy.
A little too much. But he does look like a mom. Now, maybe I'll start watching it now. Be like,
Eat
let's
something.
watch what Wheeler Yuta jumps into today.
They said something about the marks in the crowd at AEW are the same as the marks that are in the ring. Because they all think, and all I could think of, because they all think that all the marks in the crowd think that they could go in the ring and do that. That boy.
The only people softer than you are the people you cheer for.
There you go. Last thing I want to bring up, and I've brought up social media groups before. I try to stay away from it. And I'm not. There's one guy in particular, and I'm not gonna name him. I'm not gonna put his name out there. Not because I don't want him to get any hate. I think he's a poor troll personally, but. You had sent me a post a while, and it was from a group called Behind the Curtain. Mm-hmm. And I was not part of that group, so I joined so I could see the post. And this guy's been on a fucking bender, dude. This is a new level.
Is this the guy that sings all the Motown classics?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
There's a guy on, I think, that same fucking one, and I'll say his fucking name. He's a hateful fuck. Michael J. McDonald.
That's exactly who it is.
That's why I said the guy that sings Motown, Michael McDonald.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, I gotcha.
He is a real hateful fuck. But yeah, go ahead. Talk about what you're.
Well, here's the thing. He's an ultra. He's either an ultra troll or he really is just a schmuck. And I have one queued up in the chamber that I'm going to use on him. Maybe we'll see. I don't even feel like engaging him. This guy blocked me after openly supporting abortion clinics. He spells abortion ABOORSHAWN. And then he put liberals 3 poop emojis. And then his next post is, hope the LA abortion clinics go up in flames next, then Disneyland, then the pedo wood sign. You simps love these clowns. Los Angeles deserves the fires for booing Hogan. The party of racism booed Hulk Hogan. Meanwhile, Sleepy Joe rides in parades with KKK wizards. The Survivor Series card was horrible, but the Saturday night's main event card was a travesty. Big Nose needs to step up. And then the best one, he writes like this post. It's like a survey. Is the girl below a draw? Sasha Banks, no. Bailey, trash emoji. God, no. Alexa Bliss, pathetic, 4'10". Liv Morgan, heel work good, not a draw, 4'9". Rhea Ripley, trash promo, pump handle slam finisher, gross. Charlotte lives off dad's name, trans athlete. Chelsea Green, butterface, can't work or perform. Bro, I'm not even going to fucking read the rest of this. This guy is either striving way too hard to be an ultra troll or he's just an idiot. So the next time he starts fucking with getting hot takey, I'm just going to post, when everybody's lighting him up, I'm like, hey, everybody, cut this guy some slack. He's still a little raw from getting poked in the eye with a coat hanger when he was minus 3 months old.
Especially abortion. I see what you did there. That's the all right. First of all, I let you read that and didn't interrupt once. I read all that same fucking post because that's where someone wrote in there, I hope someone comes and burns your house down. He's like, wow, now you're gonna say arson is okay, and you're like, dude, you're a dumb fuck for everything you're saying about LA. And I was like, this has nothing to do with wrestling. But I have one that's in the chamber too, and it's gonna be like, I liked you way better when you were singing Motown hits.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Taking it to the streets. All right, well, from that kid being the drizzling shits, you ever had a cranberry flush?
Not purposely.
Sounds like it could be a drink, right?
No.
Well, okay. I get a regular sized thing of cranberry juice, right? Just a regular one. One day I just felt like, fuck, I really want to drink some cranberry juice.
What, was it your period?
No, I knew you. I was just going to cut you off. And you know what? You're not a guy I can hit, but you're almost a guy I can't hit, but so all right, I opened it 2 nights ago. Had 1 glass. Okay. Yesterday morning, had a glass. Then a glass. And then a glass. Damn near cleared most of the fucking bottle in the day. My stomach did not stop rumbling and shitting. I'm so sorry to make anybody upset hearing this, but I'm saying, like, I was living in the bathroom yesterday. I was like, no more cranberry juice, no more cranberry juice. I gave myself a cranberry flush. I didn't know you can actually flush your entire system by drinking a gallon of cranberry juice in one day.
Yeah, pretty gross.
So if anybody out there is backed up, I got an idea. Just have some cranberry juice. What's worse, me or Michael J. McDonald?
I don't fucking know the words to that fucking song. I can't hit the notes. I don't know. They're both the drizzling shits, literally and literally.
Well, speaking of the drizzling shits, let's go to the Monday Night Wars and watch some WCW.
Monday Night Wars! He's got the crossface! He's got the crossface on!
Pull back! Pull back!
It's over! It's over!
We're going to do world champion, guys! Benoit wins it! Benoit wins it!
The pay-per-view is WCW Sold Out. But the arena wasn't. But before we actually made our way there in the wars, on SmackDown, just one big noteworthy moment. And I knew it was going to be coming to some point, and I was excited for it to happen. Mm-hmm. And it is when Triple H is in the ring, and he brings out a fake Mankind. The same one that was doing all those videos that we were seeing. And the real one comes out and goes, enough, I'm done with this. And, goes on a little bit of a promo and says, but I'm actually going to have a substitute take my place at the Royal Rumble, and I think you know him pretty well. And he tears off he's wearing the same white shirt that he wore on Raw that he got bloody in. All the blood stains are still there. It was sick. Rips it off, Cactus Jack. So that's who will be facing Triple H at the Royal Rumble, which is, I think, just a week or two. What I'm going to say,
next week,
I got this pay-per-view. I watched it, I think alone, to be honest with you, which is, semi-depressing when you're a kid. But anyway, but I was like, it was one of those ones where I'm like, wow, if people were here, holy shit. Because at that pay-per-view, Hardy's and Dudley's put on a banger, and so does Triple H and Mankind. The Rumble is there as well. It's a good pay-per-view from Madison Square Garden. I'm excited to rewatch that soon.
Absolutely. A lot more excited than I am to go over Sold Out.
I like the end.
Yeah, it's something.
Yeah, it sure is. Go ahead. Let's talk about it.
All right. It's January 16th, 2000, Sold Out in Cincinnati. This is the last Sold Out in WCW. It's only the 4th one. Commentary brings up Brett getting a concussion. So the doctors aren't going to let him wrestle. And it means that the world title is now vacated. It's our first title change of the year. We're only just over 2 weeks in. Jeff Jarrett also got a concussion during his match, and it's when when Benoit hit the flying headbutt. So tonight, it's going to be Benoit versus Sid for the vacated world title, and the U.S. title is vacated. So there you go.
We couldn't figure out who to have for that match.
Mm-hmm. So our first match is Kidman versus Malenko. It is a triple threat theater match. I really don't know what that is. Basically, it's like a 3 stages of hell, but they don't do them in a row. They break it up throughout the night. So Malenko's his first opponent, and it's different opponents on one side. Kidman is in all 3 matches, but okay, sure. This first match, they say like clean catch can match or something like that. I forget what it was called, but basically you got to stay in the ring. If not, you lose. Malenko powders. Ref doesn't ring the bell. Shivani's like, the match is over, right? Malenko gets back in the ring like he's ready to keep wrestling. And little Nate's just like, bro, you're fucking disqualified. You got out of the ring. And next Kidman.
That's shoot. He legit forgot. Like it's a famous botch, and he's talked about it. Yeah. He shouldn't have gone out of the ring. That shit is hysterical.
Yeah.
It's like when they did a Rumble on Raw and Great Khali went over the top.
Yeah.
And then came back in, and Edge is like, I think I'll throw you over. All right.
Right. So next, Kidman's going to be in a bunkhouse brawl match with Saturn later in the evening. Great. Next, you get Vampiro versus David Flair versus Crowbar. That infamous graphic we get.
Which, okay, I sent you a picture of it. If for nothing, just seeing this graphic was enough. Maybe I'll put it up on our page just for fun. When I was seeing the rundown of tonight's card of Sold Out, it showed me 3 bubbles. Crowbar, Vampiro, David Flair, and I was like, and here is WCW 2000. Let me take a picture of that for ODM. Okay. It made me laugh. It's bad.
Yeah. It's good and terrible. Vampiro asked for this triple threat match, even though he knows David Flair and Crowbar, his 2 opponents, are tag team champions. But okay, fine. Scott Hudson is with Vampiro. And then, out of nowhere, Masahiro Chono shows up. Ain't seen this motherfucker in like 2 years.
2 years, I was going to say 97 or 98, the beginning of 98 at best.
NWO.
Was the last time he was around. NWO.
With Muda. Yeah, no shit. He starts speaking Japanese. No idea what he said. And then we get Gene with David Flair, Crowbar, and Daphne. Naturally, Gene has to kick it to Daphne. I would too. Vampiro has his Misfits armband and music, but Misfits must be on tour. David almost broke his neck on a backdrop. This went fucking so long, and I'd like to know why David Flair is still wrestling. Did Rick really have that much stroke? Was this supposed to be a rib on David by The Office?
Where is Rick? Did he have a stroke?
I don't fucking know. Vacation? Surgery?
And his son's filling in for him?
I guess so. Mingya. Daphne gets involved. Vampiro has her in the corner. David goes to make the save, but Vampiro dodges it. And David ends up splashing Daphne. And then Vampiro hits his finisher for the 1-2-3. The best part about this is when David splashed Daphne, she completely no-sold it and then got like on the apron and stood there and watched David eat the 3 count. Great.
I swear to God, I go, wow, she got up really fast.
Yeah, I don't think she ever went down. She just fucking
yeah.
I'm cool, I'm good, I'm good.
Review.
Yeah, it only gets better because next you get Big Vito and Johnny the Bull with Disco Dirtbag versus DOA. Vito goes to the top, Disco turns on him and shoves him off the buckle, but Vito lands on top of one of the DOA guys and gets the pin. Great. Next, you get OK versus Medusa with Spice for the Cruiserweight title. Great. OK cuts a promo pre-match
I
and
don't like
says...
sugar. I like spice.
Sorry.
OK says...
OK, not JR.
Yeah. Now, believe it or not, I'm not an athlete. And Tenay goes, shocking. It was great. Tenay actually got a lot of time.
Fucking hero.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he was La Parka.
He was, yeah. It was La Parka. You can't take that away from him. I overheard a fan yell, JR's barbecue!
I missed that. That's fucking hysterical.
It was awesome. OK ends up grabbing the barbecue bottle from commentary, but Spice takes it away from him. And Shivani says, she's going to whack him with the barbecue sauce. Ew. Asia comes out. Her and Spice.
Until you try it.
Hey. Asia's out. Her and Spice dump JR back in the ring. JR. You see what I did there? Okay.
Yeah,
OK. And then OK gets a quick 3 count on a roll-up. Then the girls dump barbecue sauce on him and dump it in his tights post-match. And Heenan says, I hope that's not hot sauce.
Oh, God. All these are Nitro segments, by the way.
Dude, this is fucking terrible.
Nothing's pay-per-view quality on this thing, minus the main event match. And
Yeah.
I'm not convinced that that's actually a pay-per-view match.
Yeah, right. Gene's with Brian Knobbs. He won the hardcore title in a parking lot on Thunder. And he's going to be in a For the Hard Way hardcore title match tonight against Norman Smiley, Fit Finley, and Meng. Smiley comes out dressed in SWAT gear. That's your highlight. Knobbs retains. Next, you get round 2 of the triple threat theater match. It's Kidman versus Saturn in a bunkhouse brawl match. In this instance, it's just a no DQ match. They've been doing bunkhouse brawl matches every week for like the last month. Kidman gets
It's
the
like
tape.
the Texas death matches that AEW does.
And AEW does, yep. It's lining up, buddy. It's lining up. Kidman gets a table, and Shivani says, whoever gets in the table business would make a lot of money from WCW. Heenan says, hey, Shivani, you and I, we should get in the table business together. Tenay goes, under the table, I'm sure, if you're involved. And Heenan goes, thank you, Mike. That's your highlight. Kidman wins flat by reversing a powerbomb, and now Kidman's going to face the mystery partner of the Revolution in a cage match.
Nothing to do with wrestling in that match. The highlight was Heenan.
Nope, yep, 100%.
Which I'm fine with.
Again,
if it were a Nitro.
If it were a Nitro. Next, we get a vignette of Stevie Ray on the set of The Wire. He cuts a promo on Booker. You can't hear it because the crowd noise, they didn't mute it when they ran the promo, so you can hear the crowd over this vignette. Basically, Stevie Ray says, I'm still Hood, you're not. All the homies are asking about you. Then Gene's with Stevie Ray backstage, so we get Booker T with Midnight versus Stevie Ray. Booker cuts a promo before Stevie comes out. And this, I'm sorry, you said the main event. I think this is the moment of the night right here. Big T interferes and attacks Booker T. You see the play on words there? It's a nice job, Russo. You did good. If you don't know who Big T is, let me clue you in. It's morbidly obese Ahmed Johnson. And that's not a euphemism. That's an accurate description.
I just think it was a lot of roids. I don't think he was necessarily fat, but
Bro, that was a gut. I know a gut when I see one.
I was like, Mr. Prozac is back on TV. I didn't think we were going to get to see him again.
I didn't even. I do.
Prozac.
I hope he kicks the door. I hope fucking Dustin tries to make out with him and he kicks a door off the hinges again.
I still just love the promo. And let me tell you something.
I'm
not
on
taking
Prozac.
my Prozac anymore.
So great.
I do have a question. The Wire. Ever watch it?
Oh yeah.
Is it good?
Fantastic. Yes.
I haven't watched it, but I've been intrigued.
Yeah, definitely. If you like and respect Breaking Bad as much as I know you do, I definitely say check it out. It's up there with one of those shows where it's like it's intriguing, it grabs you, good character development. I will say I feel like at the end it kind of fell a little flat. It's kind of like they lost their direction, didn't know where to go. Kind of like Ozark, you know,
Sure.
where it ran out of steam, but still good. Definitely check it out.
Still don't like the ending of Ozark.
Yeah, Jackie said they ended it at 2 seasons too late. Which, I mean, I hate
Agreed.
to say, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of accurate. But anyway, Big T calls Midnight Fish, and Stevie Ray says, say hello to the new Harlem Heat. I want more Big T promos. I want more Prozac ads.
Wait, was he in jail before this? Hey, Fish. Come here.
He was
I want
fucking
your fruit cocktail.
Yeah. I'm coming with some cocktail.
Fruit. I'm somebody's bitch.
Gene's with Sid, and the best part is Sid looks confused as hell. He's just staring, like he's squinting, like he doesn't know what the fuck is going on. My favorite version of Sid. He doesn't want to face his friend Benoit, but he will. And next you get Tank Abbott versus Jerry Flynn in some kind of no DQ bullshit match. Abbott hits a power bomb, whiffs on 3 punches, and then somehow Flynn is knocked out. Great.
Tank Abbott.
I forgot. I hate that guy. Next, we get DDP versus Buff in some other type of no DQ bullshit match. It's actually a no ref last standing match. But who's going to count if there's no ref? Oh wait, it's the ref that's on the floor. Yeah, that's who's going to do it.
As soon as they said that, I was like, huh?
Yep. Kimberly comes to the ring. As Buff wins, Buff approaches her. DDP attacks Buff with the baton that Buff had. DDP and Kimberly head to the back. DDP shoves the camera out of his face, and you have no idea. Kimberly is just stone-faced and shows no emotion, and you have no fucking clue what's going on. Great. Next, it's Kidman versus the mystery opponent in a cage match. Shane Douglas comes out, cuts a long-winded promo, and announces the opponent will be The Wall. Great. The Wall wins. Next, you get Nash versus Funk, and a winner will be commish of WCW match. Within 5 minutes, Funk eats a couple of heat shots, gets put through an announce desk, and is bleeding like a stuck pig. Nash gets on the mic, says, "You got a lot of heart, old man, just no common sense. If you can crawl back into the ring, you can keep your commish roll." Funk gets to his feet, does the stumble, falls down, gets up, crawls in. Nash says, "I'm a lying son of a bish. Bish, ya bish." Nash wins by power bombing Funk through 2 chairs. Great.
I was over Terry Funk before he was even Chainsaw Charlie. I watched him in ECW.
ECW.
I was okay with that when I was younger.
That was about it. Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't watch his '90s stuff, you know, in WCW and all that early shit until later in life. But even right here and now, like watching it back then and now, dear God, Funk did not belong in the ring.
No. He was just a punching bag at that point. Sure, you could
Easy
take a
payday
bump.
for Nash. Could do all 4 of my moves, no problem. And the hair flick if I want to.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's all about the hair flip. We see Arn Anderson dressed as a ref. He's going to officiate the world title match tonight. They bring up that Nash is not going to be commissioner until midnight, so Nash will have no impact on the winner of the title tonight. Arn Anderson it was a very long, awkward promo. At one point, something fell in the background, and it startled him, and he stuttered, and he had to start over. It was just weird. All right, so we get Sid versus Benoit for the world title. Arn Anderson is your ref. David Flair and Perry Saturn get to the top of the ramp, then the rest of the roster. Everybody wants to see it firsthand. Everybody wants to watch this match and see who's going to be. I've seen this movie before.
I know, it was pretty obvious how it was going to go.
So, I mean, we're just going to go here. We're going to go right to it. Benoit wins with the Crippler. It's Benoit's first and only world title in WCW, and it doesn't last that long.
It lasts to the end of that night.
So here's your stat line. We're 16 days into the year 2000, and the world title has gone from Bret Hart to vacant to Chris Benoit.
And wait till we get to Nitro. But
Tonight.
yeah, that was it. And I don't think they talk about it on Nitro. Do they talk about Benoit at all?
No, we'll get through it as we get through it, but they don't. They do, but they don't. Benoit thanks. Gene's with Benoit, thanks and congratulates Sid. Brings up seeing Dynamite Kid for the first time. Arn interrupts. He congratulates and puts over Benoit. Nash interrupts and he says, "At the stroke of midnight, your life's going to become a living hell." And he goes, "Sorry for being a turd in the punch bowl," and he walks off. And Benoit says, "Yeah, well, from the little turd to the big turd, good luck." Sick burn. Good night, folks.
I know. I was like, could have did without that part of the end of the pay-per-view. I think that Sold Out was the final night for Saturn, Malenko, Benoit, Guerrero. None of them were on Nitro.
Yep. Well, yes, we'll get there. Yeah, none of them were on this Nitro. We'll see if I'm a liar here, but yeah, that was it. So we'll go to January 17th. We'll go to that Nitro. They're in Columbus, Ohio. Limo arrives with Nash and the NWO. Nash is your new commish. It's great they're walking in, and Jeff Jarrett goes to stick out his hand for a handshake. And I don't know if Nash purposely no-sold it or if he just didn't realize Nash had his hand out, but it was fucking great. Because it was that awkward, his hand's just out as they're walking and nothing.
I caught that.
Opens up with Kidman versus Psychosis. Kidman wins. We get an interview from Arn Anderson. This is, I think, the closest they come to referencing Benoit. It's a long, rambling story about reffing that title match and says, I had a couple good calls. Sid did tap. But after looking at the tape, Sid's foot was under the rope. So it's like it never happened. But it did. You can erase Benoit from history either in WCW or WWE. Right.
Sullivan did it.
I knew it. Nash and NWO are in the back, and they go to the locker room, and DOA's dressed as Creative Control again. And Nash is laughing at it. Like, they all seem happy about it. It was fucking hilarious. Booker and Midnight are with Gene. Then Stevie Ray goes to the ring with Big T. They call Booker to the ring. Stevie tells Booker T it looks like he's been shopping at the same place as Tenay. Booker goes after Big T. Big T hits a Tiger Bomb, and apparently a match starts. Great. And Big T uses a slapjack to get the win.
Next, you get Disco Dick Nuts with the Goons versus Vampiro. Heenan randomly says, maybe I'll call my good friend Don Mattingly. I popped for that. I don't know the context of that, but all right. Vampiro wins. NWO's in the locker room. They're interviewing the talent. Euphemism. Next, you get 3 Count. Remember the stupid Too Cool ripoff versus David Flair and Crowbar for the tag titles. Great. At least we got to see some good wrestling from Shane Helms. That was nice. And then Standards and Practices come to the ring, and Crowbar gets the pin somehow. I don't know. Next, you get Maestro versus Tank Abbott. Great. Abbott wins with 1 punch. Norman Smiley comes out, taunts Abbott. Smiley backs up the ramp, but Mang is there, and then Abbott and Mang face off. Hooray. The entire roster comes to the ring. They play Hail to the Chief. Nash and Creative Control come to the top of the ramp. And Nash says, you know what? I wish I could give Tenay a personality. I wish I could give Brian Knobbs a brain. I wish I could give Tank Abbott a heart. And I wish I could give Norman Smiley courage. Look at me. I sound like Oz up here. I mean, come on.
Nice.
Come on.
I loved it.
Come on. We got Goldberg chants. Nash says, keep that up and I'll fire the son of a bitch. Just gives the U.S. title back to Jeff Jarrett. Nash goes over a list of new rules. I'm not going to list all these jokes. We flash to Sid in the locker room. He's drinking a Surge. And, all the talent's in the ring. And he's like, Buff, I got to know, are you doing Kim? So he books Buff versus DDP in the main event with Kimberly as the ref. So the same match 2 nights in a row. Ain't the first time that's happened. He says he picked out an outfit especially for Kimberly. Kimberly's in the NWO office after break. Lets her know she's going to be the ref, gives her the shirt. And Nash asks, who is better, Buff or DDP? And she walks out. Next, you get the Varsity Club versus Masahiro Chono and Super J. Chono gets the pin on a small package. Great. Next, you get Sid versus The Wall. We cut to Disco Dipshit and the Goons in the NWO's office. Nash tells him, go kick Sid's ass. Sid wins before they get there. Sid powerbombs Johnny the Bull, then Vito. Scott Steiner comes to the ring with Michigan cheerleaders, Michigan being the rival to Ohio State. Runs down Ohio, sings the Michigan fight song. And then he attacks a quote-unquote fan who ends up with a bloody nose and gets pulled away. Listen, I'm sure Steiner was just like, bro, just take a punch. I'm going to break your nose. Here's a couple grand. Like I'm kind of wondering if that's what happened because now here is the one thing. The guy was down. He pulled him over the barricade, and the guy was down, and Steiner got on top of him. He could have, done something, but the blood looked too good for that to be the case. You know what I mean?
Probably just not seasoned enough. It was too green and took the real punch because he just fucking didn't back up or move his head.
Yeah, that could be. That actually could be. Good call. But anyway, that happened. Next, you get the total package with Liz versus Bam Bam. Canyon interferes. It allows Luger to hit Bam Bam with the champagne bottle. Luger wins. Great. Main event, DDP versus Buff. Kimberly is your guest referee. End of the match, she goes to shove Buff, but Buff does his taunt where he puts his arms out to his side, and he hits Kimberly, knocked her to the mat. It looked awful. Buff checks on her. DDP hits a cutter for the win. Kimberly leaves without DDP. Good night, folks.
And we have no world champion.
We do. His name is vacant. And it's going to be his second reign.
Does that count?
17 days into 2000, vacant is on his second reign. Oh, fuck yeah, it counts. You'll see by the time we get to the end of this year, you'll see why it counts.
Oh, that's exciting. All right. Well, on to Raw.
Raw's in New Haven, Connecticut. It's the go-home show for Royal Rumble, which is going to be at Madison Square Garden. We get a teaser on Austin's 3-hour spinal surgery. We get a recap of Mankind becoming Cactus Jack in front of Triple H's eyes. Cactus Jack comes to the ring. He references Triple H waking up Cactus Jack out of Mankind. And he shows a video from 2.5 years ago of the man they said wasn't a star. I went back in our notes and I looked at this. One of the good things about doing this. It was September 22nd, 1997 at MSG. And it was supposed to be Dude Love facing Hunter Hearst Helmsley. But then they did a segment of Mankind and Dude Love sitting on the couch together talking about somebody else being in the match. And it was Cactus Jack.
And they had a fucking awesome.
It was brutal.
Falls Count Anywhere match. That's where he does the pile driver.
Pile driver on the table.
On top of the ramp.
Yep. Absolutely.
Sick. Yep.
Banger.
So, that's why I was already excited. I'm like, these guys work great together. So I'm glad I forgot about this match, and they work again at No Way Out.
Yep. Yeah. That's the crazy one, right? That's Cactus cuts up a promo on all the stuff that's happened to him, made him one bad son of a bitch. Says, I'm going to kick your pansy little ass, but I want a warm-up match now, non-title. Triple H comes to the ramp and says, you know what, we can have a street fight at the Rumble, and I'm going to be more sadistic than you ever could be. He says, Mick Foley hates Cactus Jack. He's afraid, too. Cactus says he wants to fight now. Triple H says, okay, but more party guests. Here comes DX. Rocky chants he shows up. Big Show cuts the Rock off. Big Show takes out DX. Acolytes show up because Attitude Era.
Oh,
Boss Man.
Show is feuding with Rock. Rock called him a jabroni. On SmackDown.
On SmackDown, yep.
And, forgot to bring that up, yeah.
Yep. No, it's good. I'll sprinkle it in. I got some notes here. Next, you get Boss Man versus Test in a hardcore title match. They fight to the back, then the bathroom, then back to the ring. Albert interferes and attacks Boss Man. I'm guessing something happened to them on SmackDown. Test takes out Albert with the nightstick, then Boss Man Test wins the hardcore title. Hooray.
You just said a lot of words at a fast pace of a lot of different wrestlers.
Yeah, I mean, that's those parts, we just got to get through. DX is in their locker room. They want revenge. So it's going to be Big Show and The Rock versus the Outlaws, and X-Pac and Triple H versus the Acolytes. Acolytes are facing the Outlaws at Royal Rumble for the tag titles. X-Pac's not happy, and Steph says, hey, trust us. And then we go to Marlena showing her tits off in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Next, you get Bossman with Jonathan Coachman. I don't know if he's been on SmackDown. I haven't seen him on. I don't remember seeing him on Raw yet.
He hasn't been on SmackDown at all.
All right,
Heat.
Maybe, yeah, good call. Yeah, fuck, this is the first I remember seeing him. Bossman cuts a promo on Albert. He wants revenge tonight. Next, you get D'Lo and Godfather versus Edge and Christian. One of the hoes takes a bump from Christian. Edge checks on her. D'Lo gets the pin on Christian. Post-match, Godfather says, you know what, Edge and Christian, you get the hose anyway. And Edge says, no, I'm engaged. And the hoes push him up the ramp, and Christian's standing in the ring like, what the hell, bro? You're getting engaged, and why aren't there any here with me?
Bachelor party.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, don't forget in about 10 years, this guy's going to have a live sex celebration in the middle of a ring on Raw. So
I know.
You don't tell me I was there. We get a shot of Michael.
Tell me how many times I paused to see.
That part of the tape is wore out. We get a shot of Michael Cole on remote at the hospital. He's on a cell phone with a fanny pack, and this is in the year 2000. This is one of those timeless photos. Boss Man's beating the shit out of Albert backstage. And we get Kurt Angle versus Blackman. We cut to the locker room. It's Tori with Steph. Tori's all flustered again. Somebody must have touched her again. She wants a match with Kane versus Prince Albert. And then the Bulldog interferes, attacks Blackman with the kendo stick while the ref's distracted. Angle wins. And Stephanie gushes in front of Triple H about Angle. Phrasing.
I kind of like Stephanie.
Stephanie? Well, it's about that time. Triple H is definitely stuffing it to Stephanie. We're back with Jonathan Coachman. He's with the Big Show. Cuts a promo on The Rock, talking about, Rock calling him a jabroni. And we get a shot of the cat rubbing her legs and showing her ass. Because why not? Meow, 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 meow. Jerry Lawler's in the ring, talking about the Miss Royal Rumble swimsuit competition. It's going to be Terry, the cat, Jacqueline, BB, Luna, and Ivory. Ivory calls Lawler a pervert, and JR says, yeah, what's the point?
Piece of ass is a piece of ass.
Exactly. And Lawler says the same thing. Luna, Jacqueline, and Ivory catfight, and then the rest sort of get involved and clothing starts coming off. And then Mae Young gets on the ramp and comes to the ring and starts stripping, and Henry covers her up because Attitude Era.
I pulled my cheek too hard to do that.
No, you got to be careful with that.
Next, you get Triple H and X-Pac versus the Acolyte. Stephanie's on commentary. She is dressed like she is on her way to the Poison concert. Let me tell you that right now. The stonewashed jeans, the crimped hair. Stephanie, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
She
Makes
was
you
nothing but a good time.
You know she was too highbrow to go to see Bret Michaels solo, you know. Anyway, the Outlaws interfere.
I mean,
it's a beatdown.
she was really into it when she was with Macho Man.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Don't forget Andre, too. Michael Cole's back at the hospital at San Antonio reporting on Austin's surgery. The doctor that did the surgery held a press conference, said it went well. He had bone spurs, yada, yada. We see DX celebrating in the locker room. X-Pac throws a thug life out there. Must have been a shout out to Kevin Nash.
Yup.
The Rock is with Kevin Kelly. Rock puts the hand up to Kevin Kelly to stop him. Love that. Rocky chants. Say the line, Bart. He does bring up Rattlesnake, puts him over. And then Kelly asks him, hey, man, you called Big Show a jabroni. And Rock says, you know what? I retract my previous statement. He's not a jabroni. He's a 7-foot, 500-pound steaming, stinking pile of grade A monkey crap. And it's great. He does it if you smell The Rock is cooking, but he shoves Kevin Kelly out of the frame to do it. This is The Rock that everybody loves, man. Love it.
The prime right now.
Yep.
2000 is probably my favorite year of him.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, hit the peak at that point. Next, you get Jeff Hardy versus Bubba. Jeff wins. Dudley's get the tables post-match. Put Jeff on the table, powerbomb Matt through him. And this is where Bubba starts doing that 1,000-yard stare.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that shit.
But you know what else they stop right here? There's no more stutter.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Yeah. Yeah, because they are going into the more the hardcore thing. Yeah.
Yep. So the stutter's going to be gone. Thank God.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we got some laughs out of it. We're done with it. Move on.
It's probably a test. Look, if you guys can take this rib and go with this stutter for a couple of months, we know that you're true. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they had their first match was with Acolytes. So they got...
They got the shit kicked out of them. They lasted longer than... Yeah.
Pubic enema.
Yep, absolutely. We see the Hollies backstage. They're talking about Jericho defending the title against Rikishi. But Jericho's supposed to be defending against Hardcore Holly at the Rumble. So, and then we cut to Chyna and the Cat. They're running down Jericho for taking the match against Rikishi. We get that match next. Ref bump. Holly's interfere. Rikishi takes him out. Chyna low blows Rikishi. Runs Jericho down. They shove each other. Rikishi takes them both out. Rikishi hits a belly-to-belly to Chyna. Sets her up for the bonsai drop. But Hardcore hits a chair shot to Rikishi. Ref comes to at that exact moment. DQ. Too Cool makes the save. Dance party. Next, we see Cactus Jack. He's with Big Show, and he's like, Show, man, just get over it. Go out there, partner with The Rock. You guys got to take out DX. And Show's like, nah. Next, you get Kane versus Prince Albert. Apparently, Tori wanted this match because apparently Albert saw Tori naked. Who hasn't? Kane wins easy. Albert gets on the mic as Kane and Tori are headed to the back and says, Kane, obviously you like being dominated by a woman, and so do I. What? Okay.
Attitude
now,
era.
yeah, exactly. Cactus is talking to The Rock about getting over it. There's a random copier in the room. That was great. It was a Xerox 2000 model. I just made that up. I don't know. Main event. It's the Outlaws.
What the fuck does that mean?
What up, G? It's the Outlaws versus Big Show and The Rock in the main event. X-Pac, Triple H, and Stephanie are watching from the top of the ramp, as they have been. Rock ends up attacking Show with the chair. Mr. S gets the pin. Rock hits a people's elbow on Big Show, and DX applauds from the top of the ramp. We'll see you at the Rumble, folks.
It's actually one of my favorite Rumbles. I'm excited to watch this one coming up. Mm-hmm. This is a real good one. Like I said, with the card, you got the tables match between Hardys and Dudleys. And if they haven't even announced it on Raw, I think that's going to get likely announced on SmackDown. The world title match, Hardcore Holly, fine, whatever. But the Rumble itself, I remember well how it goes down. And doesn't go without controversy, because that's how WWE does it.
Mm-hmm.
they also choose to do really stupid endings that sometimes shit can go awry. Like Cena and Batista both hitting the floor at the same time in 2005.
And
so Vince is like, fuck, I'll go out and blow both my quads. God, I can't.
Love it.
We won't make it that far in the wars, but fuck, that's something we're going to have to watch. We're just going to have to go through and watch like certain moments.
Right. Fuck yeah.
Well, you had the privilege of sitting down with Weezy. I did listen to this, and you guys are all going to get to as well. I'm curious as to why you were in a bad mood during some of it, but, you know, I guess we could talk about that at another time. Hey, here's the top topic. This is Weezy watching the final 4 matches that you need to watch if you're going to become a wrestling fan.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for...
Best there is, the best there was, and the best that there ever will be. Hold 2, arm bar.
Sodas rule. Yeah, they do.
Hold 3, the moss-covered, 3-handle family gradunzel.
It's me, Austin.
Just when they think they got the answers, I change the questions.
I did it for The Rock.
This week's top topic.
You know something, Mean Gene?
John Cena.
Wrestling's not fake.
The Rolex wearing one. Diamond ring wearing one. Kiss stealing. Woo. Wheeling dealing. One. Limousine riding. One. Jet flying. One. Son of a gun. Woo.
Sierra Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield.
If you smell.
The following ranking order and final decisions are a completely bias-based order, based off The Professor and ODM made it. And as always, they like to let you know they have not worked in the business, but have been lifelong invested fans much like you, our listeners. With not only their opinions involved, but with countless amount of hours of research done each week, they make sure to provide proper facts and history to back it up. However, they do know that your opinion may vary from theirs. If there is anything you want to chat about, bring to their attention. If there is something they missed or forgot, or you just want to let them know they are out of their freaking minds, feel free to shoot them a message on Facebook or Twitter, or email them at thetopofwrestling@gmail.com. As always, they do appreciate all feedback and continued support. At the end of the day, they want to make sure that you do see the best of the best before you die. And now, this week's top topic.
It's fucking recording.
We're going to do the first match in the final 4 of the What Should Weezy Watch tournament. We're not watching the hype packages. We're going right into the match, and at the end of the match, you are going to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10.
Or none.
And here we go. None of them should be nuns. We got
Well,
Shawn Michaels.
we'll see.
Ascending from heaven, or descending from heaven.
Suspense is killing me. I hope it lasts.
It is WWE. You know, the entrances are going to be like 30
Yep.
minutes apiece.
No, I know.
You realize they are on commentary right now?
There's Taker coming up from hell.
Is that where he's coming from?
Yeah. Well, really underneath the stage.
Yeah, okay.
but-
Shut the fuck up. Who
We
knows?
don't ruin the illusion, bro.
Maybe he's a Bible thumper and no one knew it.
Yeah, I think actually he is.
Hopefully he ain't one of them born again, so I ain't got no time for them.
I think he
I
kinda
fucked up.
is.
Look at me now, though.
Yeah.
Could make a fucking steak and sandwich, but I can't get this thing off my TV screen.
You probably can make a steak and sandwich during the course of Undertaker's entrance. That's not even a lie. If you ever made steakums.
Oh, and we're not sponsored by Steakums, folks.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
We wish. We'd all have impacted bowels within a week. You know, Mark was here.
When?
He was at WrestleMania 25.
If I had listened to the podcast more
probably fucking
detailed,
know that.
I'd probably fucking know that. So, yeah. No, guess I didn't. Guess what, Mark? Good for you.
You look like a Mark.
Love you. Yeah, just beating the shit out of each other. Yep.
That's nice. Slow start.
Yeah.
You know, the little guy
Yeah.
trying to figure it out.
But the difference, too, holy shit, is the way they're actually, like, they're almost kind of boxing.
Yeah.
Like, they don't do that shit anymore. It's kind of, yeah. Let's bring me back.
My mom was watching.
Big boot.
Damn.
That's one of my favorite combos playing WWE 2K.
Yep.
It's one of my favorite combos.
Man, these two have done more in one match so far that ain't even finished than more people in a lot of the wrestling I've watched, though.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we're all liking it. It's
Yeah.
getting better, but...
It's easy to yell at a cloud and be like...
I know.
It sucks. I mean,
I'm
those
just
two are the
saying.
greatest ever.
No. I know.
Yeah, and it's any haters out there, if you're going to say anything about no AEW matches being in the Final Four, you can piss right off because none of them deserve it.
Hey, I say, you guys mention it, whatever. Do some do a bracket for AEW and just. I haven't even watched any of it. And that'd be fun. The Loser Bowl.
How about this? I'll just watch an episode of Dynamite with you, and then you'll be like, "Nope, I'm all set."
Well, that we could do that too. That would work.
No,
Joey.
Fucking Mark.
But he's got a flamethrower, brah.
Hey, lad.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Here's take out the cameraman.
Yep.
Oh, shit. That looks legit, too. That dude's hurting.
Well, Taker landed on his head. It's amazing he's not dead. I think the cameraman it was a plant. I mean, it was a planned spot. Yeah, it was planned.
All right, but
I
still.
think the cameraman's like the Iron Sheik's son or something like that. Whoa. Lowered the seat.
Raise the seat. He's doing the kicker.
He's tuning up the band.
Are you serious?
It's getting better.
It's picking
Just
up
picked
now.
up.
Yep.
But I like what you said. Yeah, I would have been. I was kind of getting antsy a little bit. I'm not going to lie for a minute.
Oh, same here. But they pull you into it.
You know they got like 3-4 days off after that one for sure.
Bullshit, they were on Raw the next night.
Well, yeah, and then 3-4 something. A little bit of a break.
Actually,
Jesus.
those two probably did get a break. I'm sure Mark will correct us if we're wrong.
Of course, Mark will. That's why we call him the Professor.
Got to be good at something. Love you.
Love you.
Word.
This is like as a fan back then too, because I was a fan, but if you're there, you're like, how much more can these fucking guys take? Not even just watching it. I'm sure Mark. You said Mark was here, right?
Yep.
So he probably had that feeling. Like, I know this is fake or whatever, but like, these fucking guys are killing each other.
Wrestling is real. People are fake.
No, I know.
No,
Whatever. No, I get it.
It's impressive.
I guess it's just an acquired taste, man. You like it or you don't. But there was a time window where it got kind of shitty for a long time, and
Oh yeah.
that's why I was comparing it to the crowds you're watching on Raw and everything. They're selling everything out. Sean, you're showing people your bald spot. Let me clean your hair up for you.
Cut to camera 3.
Yeah.
Right in his heat.
I mean, that should be it, but I'm not convinced. All right. This was an excellent match.
Crazy finish.
Excellent match. Them guys beat the shit out of each other.
Mm-hmm. So rating out of 10.
Do I got to rate them now?
I mean, I would say rate it before we watch the next one. I don't want the next one. You got to have a baseline. Here's your baseline. You know, you don't want to start.
So but this is a 0 to 10, like what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just your opinion.
Okay.
You just rank them. Use your same scale for all of them, right? Like I might call
gotcha.
this a 9.5. You
Yep.
might say, well, it was a 7, right? As long as you use that same scale for all of them, you're good. And we're not going to criticize. Well, I'll criticize you, yeah, but.
So going backwards in time to what I've been watching recently, this is how I'm going to base it, actually, if that's cool.
Hey,
I don't know. Because I have expectations for what I'm watching now at the big matches, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm going to rank this higher because I think it's probably not, the new shit's not as good. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this one an 8.
I'm gonna give that an 8.
All right. It's kind of what I assumed you would. Now, that's
Very
a
good.
match.
Excellent match.
Right?
Started slow, but it built and they sold it. It was, yeah.
And for the purpose of this discussion, it works because now you know if something's better, it's got to be more than 8. You still got room.
Well, you got to have expectations, and
Exactly.
but how you guys have presented it, I'm just like, okay, what?
Yeah.
I'm trying to
That's a 4 out of 5-star match.
Yeah.
I mean, that's you know.
So yes, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this next one on the fucking computer. But
Yeah,
no.
it'll be worth it.
No, it will be.
Worth it.
After these messages,
We'll be right back.
Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
Next match up, facing Taker HBK Mania 25 is Kazuchika Okada versus Kenny Omega at Wrestle Kingdom 11.
First one was a banger.
It's a banger. And we're off.
Definitely never saw this one.
Yeah.
Never saw this one. Going into it blind, folks. All right, I'm going to spoil this one for you, Mark. You ready?
Can I spoil a match he's already
Wait.
seen?
Wait a minute, though. Just kidding.
That's one of my favorite title belts.
Looks like tungsten.
Yeah. My ring's made out of tungsten.
No shit, Mostar.
Cheap.
Doesn't matter.
Strong.
I fucking had you know how many tungsten rings I've lost? Hence why we need to get tattoo rings, because I've lost my fucking rings. Not intentionally, but it happened.
Let's get a 30-pack of those silicone ones.
I don't think Mrs. Weezy will go for that.
But I can't go for that, no.
Be interesting to see how they pop off if this match pops off, which I'm assuming it will, because you guys wouldn't have put it in here.
Oh, it's going to pop off.
I didn't ask for your goddamn opinion.
Why are we here then?
You're supposed to be listening to my opinion.
Yeah.
There it goes. All right, didn't expect that. Wait, hold up.
Spitting right in his face.
Did he spit in his face? That's not cool. Gross.
Ew.
Come on. Who's that toss off?
The young schmucks.
Yeah,
The
they
young
look like
bucks from
fucking
AEW.
yeah.
Like the EVPs
Schmucks.
over there. Yeah,
Joey Schmucks.
they're tossers. All right. So, not knowing who these guys are, watching this for the first time, who are you rooting for?
No one in particular, but who's the American?
Omega? He's actually Canadian.
So,
He's actually
well, whatever.
Canadian.
I guess I'm not trying to be racist at all.
Yeah, power
just, I think the Japanese dude's probably going to win, or whatever. Where the Asian dude's probably going to win for some reason. But it's a decent match so far.
Yeah, just like the other one. Slow
I mean,
start.
I don't. But yeah, that's a tough
Slow
question
burn.
to answer though. But who you think's going to win? I'm like, man.
Well, no. Not who you think. Who do you want? You don't
I
know
don't.
these people.
But I
You're just
don't.
watching
Yeah,
them.
I just don't have a
Because like
lot.
you saw Omega spit in his face, and you saw him buying time by just sitting outside. Jesus.
The spit in the face thing wasn't cool. I don't like that too much, but I get it. But yeah, gross. Be a lot cooler if JR was in here. I don't even know what I'm saying.
Probably. You're absolutely right.
Okata! That's all I hear, right? That's all I can
Io
decipher
Sky's
out
out
of
there in
it.
the
It's,
crowd
well, of course she. Love Io Sky.
Mm-hmm.
Oh!
Right to the back of the head.
Okada! Fucking same bitch yelling something, right? They all sound the same.
Yep.
What's that mean? Milk and titties?
Something.
Ref. Oh, what's his name again? Magic Shoes or Red
Yes,
Shoes?
magic shoes. That's it. I love it.
Yeah, this is good. They're both kicking the shit out of each other. I would. It's a little more intense. I don't know though, but I've seen like the head.
Right.
The head kick was like that dude should be dead,
Right.
so to
exactly.
speak. Probably not planned right to do it that
Oh
violently.
no, it was. They laid
Okay,
that shit
so
on
new-
in Japan,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I've watched a couple with you. I gotcha.
Yeah. This is a lot slower burn, it feels like, than the Taker Michaels match. But they're still like doing shit, you know what I mean?
Yep. No, that kick was sick. I hope you have a Steakum tonight. Not sponsored by
Not a
Steakum.
sponsor. Smash It is sponsored by Sogo Japanese Steakhouse and Hibachi, which I will be at in about 2 hours.
What the fuck are they doing with the fence? Get the fuck out of here. That's pretty cool.
Exactly right. Tell me
was
you've
pretty
ever
cool.
seen anybody do that before.
It's pretty fucking cool. Very fucking risky, too.
180
Yeah.
spun during jumping up to the top buckle and then moonsaulting over the guardrail. You know what it sounded like if JR did it.
My God, I can't believe we just did that.
Whose fucking brand was the top of wrestling podcast?
The Top of Wrestling podcast.
Yeah, well, you guys, you're going to get sued. Huh? Oh, shit. Wow.
Kiss my ass. Tell me that didn't hurt.
No. I'm not. No, I'm like a little one. Like, ow. Ow.
Nuts too.
This guy won't die. Simply won't die. Thanks for that reminder, guy.
Yeah, appreciate you, Kevin Kelly.
Here's to you, commentator. The fucking ref. I'm from China now. That's all I heard.
Jesus Christ, he's Japanese. Actually, I don't know what really.
You listen to it again.
Japanese.
Except when he was yelling at someone, it sounded like he said, I'm from China now. I still don't really care who wins this match. It's been going one way for now or whatever. But
I understand what you're saying. It's not like
it's a good match. It's a good match.
Like most wrestling matches in WWE or any other American promotion, you'll watch and you can get an idea who the good guy, who the bad guy is.
Yeah.
Here, there's really kind of neither.
I'm not mad at it.
Okada's more the fan favorite, but
fuck it. Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
That's what I heard too. Fuck it. Sounds like your kid hitting fucking baseballs in the park. Damn. Well, we knew it was coming, kind of. Red shoes. Magic shoes.
Magic shoes. My favorite thing. The pan out.
Pan out with the... All right.
No, bitch.
Yep. Oh, God, would they stop? Oh, it's terrible. Jesus.
Fucking hell.
Fucking wow. I think he's out. You put your hand over chest.
Fucking, that's two matches. Somebody landed right on their fucking head. God damn.
Wow. Why'd you put this in as a best match? What the fuck is wrong with you guys? No, they live, but they're all fucked up. Jesus. Not a sponsor.
Hopefully their healthcare is better than ours. That reverse Rana is so nasty.
Wow. Fucking dancing around. Yep. He should be dancing around. This is a good ending. Very good ending of this fucking match. Just like the last.
Like everybody
yeah.
knows
No. Crowd's different now too. Still can hear that one asshole. Okada! Pussy. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Keyed shot. Wow.
Okada! Jesus God!
What's he doing? Sweep laundry! Sweep laundry!
Stay down!
Stay down!
Yeah, look at that. That's awesome.
Looks like tungsten.
Tungsten.
All right. This is a tough one because this was dope in the fact that these guys were out of control. They were just... I guess that they kind of have to sell it, I feel. Like, I don't know. It's just different.
Completely different.
Yeah, putting a little more on the line, but I feel like as a storyline, WWE's where it's at. I'm not going to base it on that. I'm not going to put this above the last match.
Okay.
But I can't put it below it either, so I'm going to give it an 8.
I'm gonna give that an 8.
Oh, wait. So now, here's the difficult part, right? Because we're talking about ratings. You gave them both an 8,
Yep.
And that's fair. That's respectable. But only one can go to the final.
Okay, well, can we come back to that? Is that respectable and I'm going to have to make that decision?
No, you need to make... That's the whole point of this.
No, I know, but, like, I still have 2 to watch.
Yeah, but
We're talking about...
But this is the bracket, so you got to pick one now.
You didn't fucking tell me
Should
that.
we go have a smoke so you can think about it, and we'll come
You
back
know what?
and
I'd
wrap this
appreciate
fucker up?
that up. Yeah, I mean, because that's tough.
Well, how about this? You've been smoking in here. Let's have a cigarette right here, and let's just shoot the shit for 5 minutes.
Yeah, we can do that.
And then we'll come back to this. We'll come back to this.
So, Quasi Super Nuku?
Yes, exactly. And no more matches on the computer.
So, yes, both matches I thought were excellent. The one brings me back to where I liked wrestling. The New Japan shit's different. I thought it was, it depends on what you're looking for, man.
Exactly.
You can't. And the other thing is, it's based off. These are old matches, right? So
yeah, this one's. I think this one's 6 years
best
old.
of or whatnot.
The Mania one's 15 years old. So I mean, yeah. I mean, one's obviously a more modern style, and it's also New Japan, so it's different.
Yep. Both. It's I'm gonna have to think about this. I'll have this smoke. I will make my decision. That's if I have to. That's fine.
But it was different, right? Because
Yes.
the Michaels, Undertaker one, it was a slow burn, but it started to pick up and it kept going and it kept going. This one was like slow burn moment, slow burn moment, slow burn moment, and then spot, finish.
I feel like
the
the Taker and fucking Shawn match, they sustained it. It started slow, but they sustained it more, doing like there was a lot more downtime in the New Japan match, and then they just went wild. So it's like, okay, and then it was going to get crazy or whatever. So there's something to be said about that, I guess. But as far as like the fucking kick in the back of the head, like it's and everyone's head just head. It's like, well, that's cool.
It's cool, but it's cool from a fan's perspective because you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, you don't have to fucking worry about the MRI ads next morning. A lot of respect for that match and the first one, but that one especially because, definitely way more risky. Way more risky. Well, that's dead. They were both fucking risky, but I mean,
the New Japan one was definitely more risky. That dragon suplex where Okada landed on his head was fucking borderline stupid.
Yeah,
that 180 moonsault that Omega did in the corner was a risky move, but I mean he nailed it.
Yep.
Thankfully. But yeah, that drop kick, I mean, the heat shots, I mean...
Way more heat shots in the second one.
Yeah,
and I thought there was a lot in the first one. I'm like, Jesus.
They lay in those fucking... Omega lays in those knees. Because, a knee to the head, that never hurt anybody.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I can't... I'm looking forward to the next two. Yeah, it's a tough one. So I give them both an 8, so we're still smoking here. So I'll sit here.
I mean, it tells you that you enjoyed both for different reasons, but to the same extent. But a winner needs to be declared.
And I have seen we have you got me into fucking Ishii from fucking my boy. So I have seen some of it, but that particular match, I mean, in that particular time, I mean, what a fucking matchup you guys picked, actually. I don't care what anyone says. Because that's a tough fucking decision right there. Yeah, I don't know. Domino's Dodge Omni. I'll figure it out in a second here, but you got to hurry up here because he's got to get to the Soul Glow with his family for dinner. Oh shit! I mean Soho. It's actually really good.
I wish it was
Not a
Soho.
sponsor.
Not a sponsor. Wish it was. Because I get free food then.
Shit. I don't know. Yeah, they were both. That's a tough. You assholes. You put me in a tough position.
I'll pick one.
And it'd be so much better. Thank you guys for letting me participate in this again. If Mark was here and we were sitting here, because it would just be that much more fun.
Well, now that you have this table, we can bring him over and we can figure it out.
Well, he's got to meander his way back here to New York. And
yeah, he'll get here eventually.
All right, so back to the task at hand here.
Task at hand. A winner must be decided. Is it Shawn Michaels and Undertaker at WrestleMania 25 or Okada Omega 1 at Wrestle Kingdom 11?
Man, you guys put me in a fucking tough spot.
Mm-hmm.
Son of a cock.
That's the whole idea.
Man.
There's no bad choice.
No, I know there isn't. It's just I'm trying to, somewhat actually base it off. Like, I have all this shit in my head, but I'm gonna go Taker and Shawn because I'm WWE. I respect the difference, and I think it was way more, in my opinion, risky. That it was dope match, but I'm gonna go with that match.
All right, I ain't mad at it.
It's tough because I respect the New Japan and everything, and I want to watch more of it because it's sick. But I mean that is iconic for me. Like going back to what I was watching.
So all right, well that's our winner. And here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. That Taker Michaels match is heralded as like one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time.
Yeah, no, it was very good. And if I'm gonna, I guess nitpick it, and I don't know shit, whatever. I thought it started slow, just like the other match, but they sustained. They didn't go crazy like they did, and then it was all drawn out. So right. I just thought it was a better match in the fact that they sustained their age and their professionalism in the sport or whatever.
Better
does that make sense?
Yeah, it was better paced.
And but it's weird with the crowd difference. You don't hear that, so that does make a difference. I didn't make my choice on that. I mean, but that's So that's what I'm gonna go with. Looking forward to the next two. This is awesome.
All right. Well, I'm going to eat dinner. You can all go fuck yourselves. Adios.
Peace. After these messages,
we'll be right back.
Just let your soul glow. Just let it shine through. Just let your soul glow, baby. Feeling oh so silky smooth. Just let it shine through. Just let your soul glow.
BK Mel.
BK. Have it your way. You rule.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
All right, let's get this fucking over with so I can go home.
I can't smoke anymore, man. I gotta go to work.
Hogan, Rock.
The real people job.
WrestleMania 18. Here we go.
Mm-hmm. So miserable.
Nah.
Yeah, you are. You're so fucking miserable.
Remember, the entrances take 10 minutes themselves.
That's great. Why is it all pixelated and shit?
It's supposed to be because it's the NWO
right.
with the black and white.
So they fucking suck. Yep. All right.
Fucking man bun.
Jesus Christ.
There you go.
This is already a no. Can you even say no? Shit, I gotta vote. It's a no.
I've seen this movie. I know where we're going. I know what the ending looks like. Word. Ladies and gentlemen, the garage door just went off. And the door just flew open.
I don't know who the
hide your wife,
is.
hide your kids. Cock, stop slamming the goddamn door.
It's like a piece of fucking shoe leather.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jack Link's missed out on him.
Okada!
Why is he trying to grab his balls?
It doesn't look like he's trying to grab his balls.
He was a minute ago. He missed that.
I mean...
Well, actually, that's Hogan. Yeah.
See, there it looked like he tried to grab his balls.
Well, it's a ball grabber.
Gotten JR in 2 out of the 3 matches so far. I think we'll get him in the last one, too. Stupid Canadians cheering for Hogan. Bunch of Canucks.
Bunch of Habs.
Jabroni Drive? No, you're wrong for running. Ref bump. Kills wrestling. There's the Hulk up. It's a nostalgia match, you know.
Shut your face.
Shut your face.
Saying about you. I'm the one judging the motherfucker, so you just shut up. Yeah. All right. I remember this match. Now I do.
All right. So you ranked the other 2 matches an 8. What do you give this one?
Well, see, you put me. It's a different night. I had to kick some people out of my house just so we could fucking do this, and you're miserable.
I am
so there's
not
that.
Miserable. You keep
no,
saying
you're
miserable.
only miserable because you just found out what time you might be getting a ride home tonight.
That's only part true.
Well, fuck it. I'm gonna give it an 8.
I'm gonna give that an 8.
Everything gets an 8. On to the next one.
Not true. That is not true. You're rushing me.
Well, so far it's true.
All right, I'm gonna get. You know what? It's at the end.
All
of
right, you know what? I gave you a cigarette break last time. We'll do a cigarette. We'll be right back.
Did you say cigarette break?
Yes.
Okay.
Cigarette.
Cigarette break.
You shut your face.
Cigarette. After these messages,
We'll be right back.
fucking worst fucking host ever.
Yeah, you are.
Cock. I need to go home.
Got a commercial about lesbians doing laundry.
We're not lesbians.
Not a sponsor.
That one got me.
Fuck is wrong with you? All right, WrestleMania 13. It is. Who's fighting? It's Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Who's fighting?
And who's talking? And an I Quit match. Ken Shamrock is your guest referee.
All right.
Vince is on commentary. This is how old this is. This is the one where Austin keeps calling him.
Hey,
He ain't nothing but a little crybaby.
did you fucking stop?
No.
Jesus Christ, you're worse than Mark. Oh, my bad. Sorry, Mark.
This is before Jim Ross had stroke face.
You said it so nicely.
Yeah, well, you know. That tunnel looks kind of suggestive.
You think?
Especially with all these guys coming in and out of it. It's our second Canadian. And our third Texan. Only one Japanese so far. It's like, that's Captain Lou Albano at fucking ringside. What the fuck is he doing there? No, legit, that's him.
Yeah.
Why the fuck is he there? There's a young fucking John Crosby there in the crowd with a bowl cut.
Young whiskey guy.
Whiskey man.
Whiskey man.
Taking it to the streets. Taking it to the streets.
We might just have to give it an 8 and fucking make the final fucking decision. Nah, I ain't even playing. Uh-oh. What do we got?
Oh, you want to throw ring bells now, huh?
Shamrock. Looks like fucking he's missing from the Lollipop Guild. It's a Vulcan mind probe, you fucking clowns. Look at the blood stains.
How many beers you had?
Some drunk freshman fell down every rope.
4. Saskatoon.
What? People got air horns in the fucking stands. But the match is already over with. It's based on the match.
Yeah, fair enough. All right.
No. Let's watch.
No.
I'll get more and more mad. Yes, let's watch. We'll have some.
Bret Hart, Austin, WrestleMania 13. Your rating, Weezy.
Do I need to rate this one?
You do.
All right.
Indeed.
I'm biased and I'm pissed, but it's okay.
Why are you pissed?
I'm not pissed.
Well, you said you were pissed.
I know. Well, fucking don't tell me what I just said. I guess I am a little pissed. Austin should have won that match. I remember that one.
Remember that? Figured.
Okay. So, but I can't base it on that. I'm going to give it an 8.
I'm gonna give that an 8.
Well, everything's on par, so I guess that's good. I mean,
Yep.
Okay. That means you enjoyed them all. So
I
that's
did.
a good start.
I did. So do I. Which one do I got to pick tonight?
So now you got to pick. Well,
Yeah.
you're going to have to make two choices. Your first choice is going to be who goes to the finals. Is it Hogan and The Rock, or is it Bret and Austin?
Well, I thought I already picked the other one.
You already did.
Yeah.
But then you got to pick the final.
All right. Fuck. No, because it's good, but just both matches were excellent. I'm gonna go with the. I'm gonna go Hogan Rock.
Wow. I did not expect that. I did not expect that. All right. So the finals are Rock Hogan versus Undertaker.
No, it's Hogan Rock. Get it right.
Hogan Rock versus Undertaker.
Hogan Rock.
Shawn Michaels at 25. You declare the winner.
Oh, shit. Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the winner.
Yeah. Well.
The winner of the whole shebang bang.
Yeah. And I'll still be wrong.
And
actually, you guys will be wrong. So it all works out.
Yeah,
actually.
everybody's wrong. You know what the name of the show is?
Everybody.
I win.
Should we do the pre?
Oh, the mulled over smoke?
No, it's talking about.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back. After these messages.
We'll be right back. Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 25, and versus Hogan versus Rock, WrestleMania 18.
Yeah.
Only one can be the winner.
Yeah, and?
Then what happened? Did you die?
No. Put me in a tough fucking spot. Fucking told you guys. It's a tough fucking spot to be in. If you ever watch wrestling, it's a tough spot. Except for Joey. He don't know shit.
Mark. He's a fucking Mark. AEW. Look, they're doing flips again. You know how much you'd have to pay if you went to Vegas to see this?
With the Okada match, I talked with Mrs. Weezy about it too. I'm like, man, they put me into a fucking spot, but it is what it is. I stick by my decisions, stick by my story. Well, shit.
Yeah, you gotta decide, dick nuts. That's the whole point of
Oh
this.
shit! Oh my bad. Damn. I was just trying to have a good time.
Sting Flair 91.
So I gotta pick the winner. All right.
It's between Hogan, Rock, and Undertaker, Shawn Michaels. Those are the two you picked on to go to the finals.
Yep, that is true. Can I watch them again?
No. I mean, sure you can.
Shit. You ready for the drum roll? You not know? Not gonna do that?
Oh, I did it already. I didn't realize you were cueing me. You said drum roll, not air horn. BK melts. BK melts.
BK, have
Jump
it
to
your
the
way.
hook. Not a sponsor.
I'm gonna go with Taker.
All right. There it is. The winner. The greatest WWE WrestleMania match of all time. Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 25. Don't tell Mark he was there.
Can I still ruin this for him somehow, some way?
I'm sure you can.
Can I tell him who won?
Can I spoil a match he's already
Wait.
seen?
Wait a minute, though.
Word.
Gun.
Gun. On that note, we're out of here. We'll see you next week, folks. Goodbye.
Thanks.
And that is what it's like watching wrestling with Weezy.
I've seen enough.
Okada! Man, that brought me back. I haven't watched that match in a minute, and as soon as I started hearing it and you guys mocking it, I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that. It's like the one kid at that SummerSlam, let's go Cena, when he's dying to Brock Lesnar. How fucking great with his numbering of matches.
At first I laughed. I'm like, all right, the first night you did an 8 because, you can't start at 10 and, you don't want to start at 5. So 8 was a good one for the first match. And then the second match, he's like, all right, just as good, different reasons. I'm like, all right, I appreciate that. And then the next night, I think we were both checked out or something. And then by the time we got to the end, I'm like, well, I know how to fucking tie that together.
You're like, it's going to be an 8, we know. But to be honest with you, out of 10, I would give these all, that was very a decent observation. I would say 8. I mean, some of these could have been more, 9 or 10
Definitely.
Altogether. But
Definitely.
for a first time, not knowing what 10 really is, I mean, Okada Omega, it's a good one, And actually, I forgot. Let's run them down just in case you guys forgot what the final 4 were. It was Okada and Omega from Wrestle Kingdom
11.
Yep. Bret Hart and Steve Austin, the submission match at WrestleMania 13. Rock and Austin at WrestleMania 17. And then Taker
Rock Hogan.
Michaels. What's that?
Rock Hogan. You said Rock Austin.
I did. You're absolutely right. I apologize. Rock Hogan from WrestleMania 18. And then we also have the Taker Michaels match from WrestleMania 25. And I mean, I was there. So no, I would likely have gone with the same answer. To be honest with you, I may even have put maybe. I don't know. It depends on how you really look at it, because you have like 45 false finishes in the Taker Michaels match, or it's just a straight ass kicking with Austin and Bret Hart.
Bret, yeah.
You know, I mean, that was the submission match was legendary. The double turn. He's funny. You guys had a good show. I loved it. I thought it was great. Made me jealous. I'm going to have to definitely find a time where I get to record with you guys when I make it back home in the spring, because we're going to have to watch some stuff. That was Weezy did a good job. I like it.
He did. Inside baseball here, the first time I did the Weezy thing, I had a hard time with the audio levels. I was way too high up and his was too low. I also don't think he was used to speaking into a microphone as much. He did a great job this time, but I had his a little too high and mine a little too low. So we'll get it dialed in here eventually.
I thought it was great. I was calling you out for being in a bad mood. I just didn't feel like watching wrestling.
No, that's what Mike does. He doesn't. And listen, so the first night, I went over there. I was a little on a short, kind of didn't have to rush, but I was on a tight timeline. We were going out to dinner, so I had to get there at Shoal Glow, Sogo. But the next night was the Bills game. So I got there. I had everything with me. I was like, all right, we'll watch the Bills game and we'll get this done. But he had other people over. Then after the Bills game, he grilled, and everybody was just hanging out, and we were drinking, and it got to the point where it's like,
hammered.
All right, he's starting to get tuned up, and it's like, if I don't, I'm going to just get pissed off, and I'm like, well, all right, I'll keep drinking, and by that point, it's like, all right, let's just get this over with. You know what I mean? It was one of those nights, it's like, we should have
100%.
planned a better day to do this, not after a Bills game. So,
No. In reality, you think, no, it's not a problem to be able to do it, but no, not when you're drinking and grilling all day long, man, especially for a Bills game. And
but we got
I think
through.
They lost that game, didn't they?
No, that was a Jets game, I think.
Oh, okay. It was a week before. I didn't know how long you've had these in the chamber.
Yeah.
Good shit. I liked it. We're gonna have to do some, maybe like other matches for us to do, like a crazy matches or something like that. Something that or good promos, funny promos. By the way, I'm 7. That's a good one.
7.5.
They call me 7 now.
Yeah, right. Oh God, just show all the vignettes and then that part.
Remember Goldust? Goldust
sucked.
I love that. That was the best thing. It's like he wanted to yell it, and then he went back to it. Loved it. Well, next week, of course, it'll be a Wednesday, and that'll mean that we're going to have another show. And that being said, there's something that in a topic that you really wanted to chat about, and give us a little bit of a rundown as to what we're talking about next week.
We're kind of going to do like a little bit of like rankings and listings of Batman over the years. The movies, but not just the movies, the actors portraying them, and possibly different
Michael
characters.
Keaton, no one else ever.
Well, we'll talk about that. Don't blow your load too early here. It's not Saturday night yet. But like ranking the Batmobiles, the Batwings. Read a book, bro. But yeah, no, we're just going to talk about the trilogies, the different standalone movies, the side projects, ranking the actors, ranking this and that, the Batmobiles, all the different shit. Just having a fun discussion about it. So,
does the Joker movie count?
No, fuck that piece
Batman
of trash.
Have to be involved?
No, we're talking Batman, straight Batman, not just the Joker. The first Joker wasn't bad. The second one I haven't seen. I don't.
Batman's parents get killed.
Aye.
Spoiler.
Aye.
Aye. So it kind of counts.
Next slide.
The one with Lady Gaga was really good.
Lady Gaga can go. Bam. Jokes. Just more what you can expect from the top of wrestling every week, ladies and gents.
Anyway, so
23 Skidoo.
we'll be back next week. I'm the Professor. I bid you a farewell. He's ODM. Hopefully this week he has some thoughts.
I sure do. Thanks, Professor. Brett Michaels sucks. Eat a dick!
Give me some to believe in.
The Top of Wrestling Podcast is brought to you by The Top of Wrestling Podcast. Your hosts are the Professor Mark Fantasia and ODM, the Doc, Joe Rizzo. Feel free to reach out to the show by email at thetopofwrestling@gmail.com, on their Facebook page, Twitter page, Instagram page. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. You can listen to the show on most popular platforms, including iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, Amazon Music, Pandora, and YouTube. Without your continued support, it would be just some guys talking wrestling, which is pretty much what it is anyway. Good night, folks. So it's funny, we were talking about going over the professors. He was telling us a story about that boy. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. He was over there, and but Professor says he's just chilling. And all of a sudden you just hear this, boom! That boy apparently fell through a chair, and not fell through, was sitting in the chair and the chair gave him. And the best part is, one of his buddies, I think you met him before, he's like, that chair was made out of steel.
Fucking tough break. That's some shit.
Ain't that some shit?
Well, must have been IKEA. Definitely not his fault.
Definitely no. You know how you got that nickname? Professor wanted to order pay-per-view when he was young. His dad had just gotten new furniture for the TV room or whatever. He's like, you can order that pay-per-view, but that boy can't sit on the new couch.